We're live. Welcome to the Geeks. This is Lil.
This is Steve, keeping it green.
I did it really fast,
You
Steve,
went
because
really fast.
I caught you right in the midst of the hit.
This is Sean. I finally
Really
paid my
fast.
bill, Lil, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I was wondering if you were going to listen.
What you think I go listen? I always listen to the show.
I dropped that a couple times, and I was like, Sean couldn't afford this week. Gas
Yo,
prices are high.
my internet was down, man. It was so bad, man. It was so fucking bad. I was just like, man, I'm not recording this week. It was a good sleep though. After I said it, I was like, you know what, I'm going to sleep. And I fell right to sleep.
That's all right, man. It was good.
But I did listen to you guys, talked about Stranger Things, and again, it was a hero. I mean, fucking amazing. It was great. I mean, Eddie, the Eddie thing got me. Yo, a little. Steve at the end, and a little at the end, it got me a little. I was like, oh, Eddie, he was so awesome. So
It was really good.
yeah.
I actually rewatched the last episode like a movie this week. Just turned it on. It's 2.5 hour movie is what it is.
It is. It really is. I mean, I guess we could start talking about it. I mean, they've already done interviews saying that next season, which is of course the last season, will not be as long because it sucks and it doesn't because it makes sense, right? Because they don't need that setup like they've had in every season. What's up, Gregory? They don't need that setup, right? Because we're already. I mean, this is like we talked about it. Talked about it last week, Steve. Like, how do you time jump this? Like, you have to deal with this now. There's no time jump. There's no grocery shopping
the ending is like, well, wait a minute. This is now shit. Like, this place is destroyed right now. What are we going in post-apocalyptic shit? Like, are we going to the future?
It's gonna continue right that way.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the time jump, but let me finish my review because y'all got to talk about it.
Well, I mean, we'll have to interject because there's some new thoughts and theories that have come out. Which one theory is very interesting. But
I don't have any theories about this. I think it is what it is. Were there any other theories before? Like everybody was dead before, so does anybody come back to life?
I think that's the theory that's right now that's being posted out there because a lot of people who are huge D&D people, right? So they started going into the D&D because like every villain has been.
Okay,
I have the quote.
Real quick, I want to cut y'all off. Yeah. Yo, I'll be honest with you. I kind of want to play Dungeons and Dragons now.
You know what, Sean? I get what you're saying, but I don't think you have the patience for that. And
I need to find the right crew to fucking play Dungeons.
I don't think you have the patience. I'm telling you, I don't. Sean, you barely have the patience to play video games, man. Like,
what are you talking about? Look, I play video games all the time.
You dropped out of whatchamacallit, Elden Ring, and your boy Dave is sitting there playing it for 300 hours.
Steve, if you agree with me on Elden Ring,
I dropped out of Elden Ring too.
I get it, but Steve, do you think you have the patience to play D&D?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard enough to get together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I tried D&D once in high school. Me and Jarvis, we'd laugh about it all the time because we had a group of friends,
right?
And they all loved it. And me and Jarvis like tried it a few times, and we were just like, no, I can't get into it. Like, and people who love it are good for them. Like everybody's got different things. I can't sit there where somebody's explaining to me everything that's going on. I got to roll a dice to hit this hit points. It is just so tedious to get into. I don't think you have the patience, Sean, to sit there and be told this story.
I want to be the storyteller. I want to be the.
Maybe if you want to be the dungeon master.
I want to be the dungeon master, dude.
Maybe.
I want to tell the story. That's what I want to do.
Okay. Well, maybe that might work for you. I just don't know. I know I don't have the patience for it. I especially now. I mean, some of these campaigns people talk about, they're going, days, weeks, months, years. It's just nuts. It's just too much. I can barely play video games. Like,
I'm watching Joe Manganiello. Like his fucking crew, it's like deep.
Yeah,
he got like Vince Vaughn. He got like everybody on his show.
None of them have real. They don't have 9 to 5s.
No, they don't have 9 to 5s. But I was like, damn.
I was gonna say they can record themselves doing this and make millions of dollars.
It looks fun as shit. I'm like, damn, that looks fucking fun. Like I would love to do that. Like that's really cool. Hey,
James says he played it once in summer camp. James, did you enjoy D&D? I want to hear from the listeners out there. If you've played D&D before, did you enjoy it? And do you think Sean has the patience for it? I'm just curious.
No. Don't answer for me, motherfucker.
No. I
So
want
real-
the answer.
so-
I want the
so-
answer. I want everybody to say nope.
So real quick, so Kenneth Young, listener, friend of the show.
Yeah,
Kenneth
he
Young,
posted. Yeah,
he
and this is
posted
up
this
and all
thing.
over.
Sean, and here, listen to this. So Kaz, there's a theory going around that Eddie will become Kaz the vampire, K-A-S. I don't know if it's Kaz or Cause or whatever. He's a D&D creature, and he's the right-hand man to Vecna. Kaz eventually turns on Vecna and defeats him. Kaz has a significant weapon, his sword, as well as a shield with spikes on it. And he also has a long tree branch with a knife tied to the end. I think Eddie may still be alive, and they will come back as the vampire Kaz in the Upside Down.
Which the theory is he was bitten by a bunch of bats, right? He was bitten by a bunch of bats. He had a shield, the trash can with a bunch of spikes. He had that spear with knife, with a long stick with a knife on it. So that's what the rumors are getting to. Because if you look at everything that they've built up to, these are all D&D things, literally out of D&D. So it would only make sense. But I think they're gonna spin it on us because I don't think anybody predicted Vecna prior to this season. So I think with all these,
but my question,
I think I don't think they're gonna go that right.
My question is, I don't think they're going right. My question is, did they leave Eddie's body in the fucking Upside Down?
Did you see him bring him back?
I don't know. Like nobody fucking knows. Like
I don't. Well, Dustin had a busted ass leg. I don't think he could have carried him and threw him through that ceiling. I think he left him in the Upside Down.
But what you call which they all three of them had to come back. So I'm clear they probably took Eddie with them.
They didn't show it though.
I don't
They
think
didn't show none of that shit though.
See, that's show it, so we don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think.
You know what? I'm not gonna pay attention to those theories, man, because it's like, man, just.
I'm just holding on to it because I really liked Eddie. I just wanted Eddie to live.
I know. I wanted Eddie to live too. I didn't know the Metallica song, but I thought he fucking rocked that shit.
That's one of the only Metallica songs I like. So
yeah,
I'm not a big Metallica guy. Like I don't like them. So I knew that song, and I'm like, oh, I know this Metallica song. And
yeah, I don't know Metallica, so I just I was like, but it was awesome how he did it. Though.
I guess that moment hit different for me then.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Hit different for you though. I was like,
if they were playing Dre on that, I'd be all into that. But
Sean, when Hopper gets that literal Conan the Barbarian sword, it was a Conan the fucking it was from the set of Conan.
I was like, Conan. I was like, nice.
I don't know how that got there, what happened, but
so Hopper is going to be King Conan in the movie. He's going to make a King Conan movie.
He better he better have kept that sword. I want to see that motherfucker come back in season 5. He's reaches above the door and grabs that big ass sword. Like, let's go.
That'd be awesome. But it was such a great season. Really, really fun. I enjoyed it, and it definitely gets a hero for me. So. Pretty much superhero down the board on that one.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, even a bad season wasn't a bad season. So, I mean, that's how I look at this is like, give me more. I like everyone. I like to hate everyone. I wasn't a fan of Mike this season, but I like Mike. You know what I mean? Like, even though this season he was annoying, but I'm looking at it from like parent eyes, and like I wanted to punch him in the face. Most of it, But I like the character that he did right for what the character was going through and all that kind of stuff. But
I think the best scene with Mike and Will and all them guys was that the shootout scene in the house in California with like
when they were running,
the 2 cops that were
like
guarding them, and like I was like, oh, this shit is crazy good.
You know what made that cool because it was just like one single camera and it was just panning all the way through. I thought that was
like that. It was like that Daredevil scene. It was like the hallway scene, but it was like get out of here.
It's the hammer fight from Old
Alex.
Boy. Exactly.
Alex trying to creep in here. Get out of here, Alex. What's up, Fernando? And then James did say, Sean, that it's cool. Playing D&D was cool, but you have to have the right people to ignite your imagination.
Of course. That's what I was planning, to get the right people together to do that. I wouldn't just fucking go willy-nilly and just go with some randos. I would have to get some friends that I really, can really sit down and play the game with, you know what I mean? And that would be something that I would really have to hunt motherfuckers down and do that. But it was a thought. Like I was like, I'm kind of interested.
You know what? If you do it, good for you, man. because like you said,
Well, thank you, Lil, for
creative
your
juices.
no,
No, it's just it's
his
the
for his
creative
permission. He gave you his permission.
Good for you.
Fuck you.
Good for you, Sean.
Fuck you.
You're able to do it.
Lil, last week you said that you finished Umbrella Academy. I finished Umbrella Academy this week.
Yeah.
And I don't give the season a hero. It was just
Okay.
Even the finale was just like I don't know. It was all right. It was fine. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was.
You know what it is? I think it's my love of 5 and
5 was superb.
and Klaus.
5 gets a hero.
5 and Klaus get a hero.
Klaus gets a fucking hero to me. I love Klaus this season. I thought he was great.
I mean,
Klaus,
dude, when he was
like
getting
Klaus,
hit by the car all those times that he started doing the poses
phenomenal.
and shit, I was dying. I'm like, I love
really
this. Give me more of this. You know, even
when he knows he's gonna die, he just like flies into the white buffalo in his pose and all.
Or
that.
when he's dead and he's sitting there in his void watching TV with
Luther,
and Luther's like, go. He's like, come on, man, we're just chilling. Like, I love that. Like, I think that's what it was. It's like I think those two characters for me, like. If I can grab onto a character, even if it's not like the main character of the story or what's igniting the character, I think I love it because I'm able to like enjoy so much more, especially having those two.
The Sloan and Luther stuff
their
was
road trip
terrible. Sloan and Luther stuff was terrible.
I love the Sloan.
I like the end. I like their wedding thing. I thought that was cool. I like them singing at the wedding. I thought that was fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that.
The Victor stuff was
I think that was my problem, but that's been
that wasn't the biggest problem. That was not even close to the biggest problem. The biggest problem was Rumor Chick.
Well, yeah, I said that from the beginning.
Season was.
This season made me hate her. She was Mia's like favorite character. Mia has a shirt that says "I heard a rumor" and all this kind of stuff. Like, I hated her this whole season. Like this whole season, I just did not like her. I get her anger and bitterness, but it just seemed like. But like most of this series, if you go through when nobody talks to each other, like if they would actually just talk to each other, none of this would escalate like the way it does. But
I like
real people don't fucking talk to each other. Anyway.
That's exactly. I mean, like these are broken people anyway who don't trust each other. And
I did like the Layla and Diego stuff. That was all good.
I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed that.
I even like the fact that she stole a child to pretend that it was Diego's child.
She didn't really steal a child because her mom really wasn't there anyway.
So. I know, but you know what I mean. Like she grabbed a random kid that's like literally like just met and was like, "Hey, come with me and we'll mess with this guy in America that I know."
Well, I mean, she travels through fucking time and shit. So I mean, I think
it's hilarious. I'm just saying.
I thought the last episode where everything was coming apart, I thought that was great. I thought that was like everything just kind of started to break down and just like piece by piece. I love that. I thought that whole segment was just great. And they all just came in on each other and formed a team at some point. But I thought that was great. I give it a hero. I know Lo, you gave it a hero. Steve, I get it.
Yeah,
not a hero for me.
It's all right. But is it a sidekick, high sidekick? I mean, like where does it fall?
I would give it a high sidekick.
Right.
I had problems with it. I liked it more than I didn't like it. You know what I mean? But there was just I was just like there was a lot of issues that I had. But again, Luther and Layla stuff was a big part of the show, and I just wasn't a fan. So we mixed all that
if you're not getting in on their love connection, which to me was a secondary. I didn't think it was that big of a bother, but I get it. Then definitely you're out of it.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, they made Luther for most of it kind of
the big dummy.
Dummy. But I did like the
samurai guys.
They gave some reasoning for the samurai guys were cool. They gave some reasoning for him to be on the moon. We thought he was just
kinda.
I mean, he was on the moon protecting what was most important.
I'm watching something that I've been trying to get y'all to watch, and ain't nobody watch it yet. The Bear on FX. Fucking great show.
I haven't had time to watch a lot of TV.
I love this show.
You said it was filmed in Illinois?
It's filmed in Chicago. It's 8 episodes. Phenomenal show. I expect the show to probably win some fucking Emmys or awards because it's really well written. It's a good show.
What is it about?
I love watching shows. Like I'm a big like kitchen person. Like I love to see kitchen. Yeah, the bear is fucking great. I like to see like kitchens, like how they're run and stuff like that. I mean, I took culinary arts when I was in high school, so I know how a kitchen's kind of run. And I did like I worked in kitchens and shit.
Wait, so this is a cooking show?
No. It's about a restaurant in Chicago, and the brother is, I don't want to even surprise anybody, but the brother is fuck it. It's already,
You can't protect him, Rick.
yeah. It's Shane Bernthal. He's
Shane Bernthal.
Yeah.
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal. I always say Shane. I always say John, but
This is Shane Bernthal.
yeah, John Bernthal, and then like the
'Cause
guy
Shane was his Walking Dead name, right?
Well, yeah, one of the guys actually was in Punisher, and he was like one of the I forgot what he was. Like one of the guys he was trying to find or some shit like that. Really great. Who else is in it? A couple other characters. Man, it's a great fucking show. Very well written. Definitely highly recommended. I don't know who has not liked the show. Everybody I've talked to so far is like, yo, this is an amazing show. So I hope you guys watch it. But the bear is fucking great, and you can run right through it. Like, cause it's like,
is it on Hulu or is it on streaming?
It's on Hulu. It's like on Hulu. It's on FX.
I did want to mention one thing real quick, Sean. I watched it all in one night.
What?
The Bear. I finished it.
Oh shit, you did!
I know. I didn't want to say anything but then you came in with this whole fucking. You guys are listening to me. Nobody's listening to you, bear. But like, I watched the whole fucking thing.
I don't
care
listen
about him.
I don't listen.
You.
Yeah,
if you don't watch it,
Sean, 8 episodes. Mwah, like a breeze. Went right through them. Fucking great show. Phenomenal. All top to bottom. There was like hilarious points. Like at one point, they fucking like drug an entire children's birthday party
with Ecto Cooler.
With Ecto Cooler filled with Xanax. I love the hot dog with the shirt taped on it in the background. That was hilarious. Like, I mean, it's actually listed on Hulu as a comedy, and it does have funny parts.
Yeah, it's a dark.
But it's a drama. It's like all about like fucking, just depression and addiction and then the food porn, of course. God damn, I was hungry watching everything they cook looks so good. And that one dude started making those cakes. Oh, it's just like
Carlos says Marcus is a great character.
Yeah, he's a good character. That's the pastry chef.
Pastry,
and,
yeah.
And then James has a question for you, Sean. Sean, do you like Star Trek's version of the Gorn?
It's not bad. That was an emotional. That actually, because I like that. Well, we're talking about Star Trek, Strange New Worlds or whatever. It worked. It didn't remind me of the Gorn from the original, TV show, but it worked for what it was, I guess. I still love the show overall. I mean, I know you guys aren't watching it, but the show overall is a hero.
Steve's going to interrupt you now and just tell you he binged the whole thing.
No, I didn't.
No. I at this point, I don't think Steve's a Star Trek fan, so I'm not going to push it.
But I do still love the Orville. I've still been watching that. I'm almost done with the first season. I fucking love that show.
This season of Orville is a little preachy.
Like,
but he's not there yet.
I'm on season 1.
Yeah, he's on season 1.
When you get to the season, you're gonna be like,
What is season? They're in season 3.
Yeah, it's very fucking preachy, dude. It's like I like this, but now I don't like it anymore. They're talking about like they're getting into like Trump shit. They're getting into like sexuality. They're getting into death. I'm like the afterlife. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, what? Like, this was a good show. Like, why?
I heard the third season has a much bigger budget and it just looks a lot better and everything.
Like, it's really fucking preachy, dude. Like, you're gonna see it when you get there. You can be like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, I was enjoying this show first 2 seasons, and now third season, I'm just like kind of like.
I'm gonna keep going with it. It's a good like dinner time show. You just put it on.
Yeah.
Easy.
And Steve, just I'm drinking out of a mug. I'm like Sean there.
I just got the water bottle for now.
What else am I watching? Nothing else. There's nothing else really on to really watch. Old Man is still running through.
Did you watch The Boys, Sean?
I watched The Boys. I did.
I
Steve,
finished
did
the
you
season.
finish The Boys?
That's why I was a couple minutes late. It literally ended at 8:00. So
I watched The Boys.
I give this season of The Boys a sidekick.
I agree.
I thought there was some good. There was some boring. There was some overkill.
I didn't like Frenchie this season. I was just like, didn't care.
yeah, I didn't care for the whole Nina storyline and all
Yeah,
that
you know,
stuff.
again, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like there's all sorts of other problems. Why do you got to introduce this like ex-girlfriend that needs a way out of town and all the like this ex?
Yeah, because you take the fun part
damn.
of Frenchie away from this, and I think the show needed that.
Well,
Because
and
the
MM
show
was
going
such
so far into one area.
sad
and, like,
sack the whole season too. I'm like, come on, like the show used to be fun.
I know. It was just like I was just like, I mean, the last episode was good.
The satire was on point this season though. Like all
It
the
was.
like the news interview stuff, all
the fake news
rally
everything
stuff.
going on, yeah.
I love that.
Everyone cheering on Homelander for being who he is. I mean,
I love the Vought theme park, like all the food stands and all that stuff on like the first 2 or 3 episodes. I thought that was hilarious.
It was pretty crazy. Yeah.
I
don't know. I guess like I'm curious if how. I mean, of course it's coming back. They've already signed on for season 4. That's coming back.
No brainer. Yeah, clearly.
But I'm wondering how much more is left.
I
mean, like how much more is left before it gets too old.
I don't think it's. I think this is it has to be the last season because The Boys it has to end at some point.
I mean, it has 4 volumes, right? Like I know the omnibus, maybe.
yeah, but especially with the finale, they're like Game of Thrones. They're off. They're not in book territory anymore.
Well, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've really changed a lot.
I was like, oh, I thought that we were gonna get that whole, drop the head off and shit. Like,
just the Black Noir stuff. Like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Well, we ain't getting none of that.
I mean, when he ran off, I figured he was dead. I mean, at that point, like spoiler. You haven't watched it, but
yeah, I mean,
he wasn't even in this season. Period. I mean, he literally like disappeared. I mean,
I love that like flashback, the cartoon flashback that Black Noir had, where it was like Disney characters fighting each other. That was pretty funny. It was all right. Yeah.
I mean, do you think Soldier Boy is gone?
No. They showed him at the end. What do you mean?
I missed the end.
Yeah,
he got loaded into a fucking tube with a fucking.
That's
mask
right.
on.
They put the mask on him. Oh my god, I totally missed that. I thought
fucking Maeve was dead. No,
that's what I. You know what? I was. Yeah.
Spoiler. Sorry, you didn't watch The Boys yet. But we spoiled the shit out of it.
Yeah, I already put spoilers on this because we'll be spoiling Thor soon. But, yeah. I don't know. I guess my question was, do you think he's coming back? That's kind of what I meant.
He'll break out of something.
I actually liked Soldier Boy. Like, I mean, not like, I thought that Jensen Ackles' portrayal, he was like a good heel. He was a good, weird villain / anti-hero / ooh, no, you're just an actual bad guy. You're kind of a piece of shit. But like, he was also hilarious. Like the shit he would say was just so like, it's like, he dropped a lot of fuck yous to people that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like he was in the middle of talking, just like, fuck you. Get out of my way. And like
he's like an old man. He was like a grumpy old man.
Yeah.
Well, but he really is, right? I mean, he's Captain America. If Captain America was bitter and just hated everyone. I mean, that's I guess
he had like old man sex stories. You always had that old uncle that would get you.
I invented Herogasm.
Tell you some shit you probably shouldn't be listening to. You're like, oh no.
Yeah.
At the family barbecue, like, fuck, Uncle Bob's had too much again. God damn. He won't stop talking.
Carlos said he expected a bit more out of Noir, at least the face reveal. Yeah, I mean, we didn't even see we saw it in that flashback, like him getting to have his face blown off. I'm curious if it would have been, how it would have looked. I don't know. Right. I
didn't know who the guy was that Deep killed. I mean, I guess I found out, it was the vice president. Whatever, but like they played it and I was just like, okay, who the fuck was that? Like,
that's why I said, tell you, who the fuck is this dude? Okay. Oh well.
I don't like the Deep either. Like,
You're not supposed to like the Deep.
I know, but like I just don't like. It's just not even like. Like I liked Soldier Boy. Like I liked but every time I see the Deep on screen, I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, he's icky.
He is like it's weird.
He's like he does that.
Jensen has an elite voice. Well, he wasn't he DC?
He was
voice?
Batman, and he was Red Hood.
Yeah,
and he's going to be Batman again in another animated movie.
Did anybody ever watch Supernatural?
I hear it's great. I hear people love it. I've never seen it.
I watched like the first episode a couple of years ago, and I was just like, I mean, it's.
Well, I like Jensen,
but it's got like 500 episodes. Like, goddamn, that's a serious time investment.
It's like on TNT, you know, it comes on after like Charmed and bullshit like that. like that's like during the afternoons. I'm like, nobody's even home watching this shit. Just old people just watching.
Yeah, you're right, James. He did. The Deep did try to have a three-way with an octopus and the wife. That was a weird fucking scene.
That was weird.
I mean, the best scene is when he's eating Timothy. I mean, that's still to me like, oh, he's praying right now. Like, I enjoyed that.
No, they blew their load early. The best scene of the show was the termite in the first episode.
Steve, I don't want to talk about that. Like, so nasty. All right. Have you guys caught up on Ms. Marvel?
Yeah,
no, I haven't.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people were not liking this week's episode.
It's very like.
I mean, it's a continuation.
I don't know.
I'm going to see where this goes.
I'm okay with it. I'm watching it. I enjoyed it, but it's not like that. The first two episodes they had me, and then like
you know why? Because it was bright. It was fun. It was.
So now it's like they did a lot already. And now they're not doing enough.
I get you. I feel it as well.
Yeah, they're not doing enough. Like to really sell this.
I'm gonna wait.
And there's one more episode.
I'm gonna wait until this last episode, and then next week I'll talk about kind of like because I think that's the thing. The problem is like it's not like a episode by episode kind of thing where it ends. It just feels like it just should have been a movie, and they should have cut out a lot of fluff.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, all right.
Like I said, same thing, same kind of feeling I had with Obi-Wan. Like Obi-Wan would have been a great 2-hour, 20-minute movie and cut out the fluff. Like here, I think there's.
Yeah, I felt the same way about Moon Knight too, though.
I agree. They're stretching, and I don't know if it's because of budget. They want to put more out there, and they're bringing.
It's not budget. It's storytelling. It's not budget. It's storytelling. Their budgets are great. The storytelling is not. It's something.
No, some of the special effects haven't been fantastic all across the board.
I mean, I'm okay, but it never bothers me.
It doesn't bother me either. I'm just saying, like, I just wonder if they're pulling the punches on it. I guess we'll see when She-Hulk comes out, like how they finish her, like, because I guarantee that's not the final CG of her.
I am not excited about She-Hulk.
I'm actually excited about She-Hulk. I think it's a different take. I think it'll be something.
We have a lot of villain cameos because she's supposed to, either prosecute or defend villains. So I'm very curious to see like what villains they're going to throw on stand.
Yeah, it's fine. Look, I want the show to change my mind, and I'm going to give it every opportunity to do so. But that trailer didn't do anything for me. So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway,
James agrees. They blew their budget on the first two episodes, made it. But also, I think it was just because the introduction of the character again made it very vibrant and bright, and like the animation. Sean, I think we talked about this briefly. Like,
had me, man.
They went away from that, right?
No.
They went away from it.
I haven't seen any fucking thought bubbles. I haven't seen shit. I'm just like, what happened?
Yeah, you give us 2 episodes where it feels like we're getting like the Into the Spider-Verse art style in live action.
It was
where you're getting the thought bubbles, you're getting the thing, you're getting the bright colors, you're getting the music score, and then you go kind of like this. I don't want to say it's a dark turn. It's not like a dark turn, but kind of just into like a regular action coming of age thing.
Yeah,
and it's like, kind of already seen that many a times. And then they, changing a lot of the stuff with her backstory. Again, not that I care because I'm not like I didn't read the books. I know like my son knows a lot about her, and he's like, well, she's supposed to be an Inhuman. Why isn't she doing this? I'm like, what? They changed it, But I guess we'll see. I'm going to give it episode 6 before I kind of give it. But it's nothing's been better than Loki at this point. None of those series have been better than Loki. I think Loki's been the best. I don't know if that's because of Hiddleston, but I just think Loki's been the best.
I like Captain. I like Winter Soldier, the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but you know what? I liked it. I liked Bucky and Sam, but I don't like the Flag Smashers. I didn't care about them at all.
Didn't bother me. Like I thought, I liked that show a lot.
But do you like it better than Loki?
Well, the problem is like Loki was just quirky and fun, and very visually like stunning the whole time. And it did have I would say Loki has the best finale.
Agreed.
Of any Marvel show so far, because that really just kind of set shit up. You're like, wow, like Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
It was just
it ended, and you're like, well, I mean, like cool. They're on a boat. They're having a crab cook or whatever.
I love the tracksuit mafia. Hawkeye was good too. I liked Hawkeye.
Hawkeye,
fucking that was great.
I think Hawkeye might be my honestly like
Hawkeye's my second.
Bottom my favorite.
So I have Loki, Hawkeye, Falcon. And then WandaVision. Well, even though I love WandaVision. Hawkeye, Falcon. No, Loki, Hawkeye, Falcon.
WandaVision now, after watching Doctor Strange, I'm kind of like,
There's a lot of time to set up a bad guy.
Yeah. I'm like, was it all worth it? Yes. I don't know.
Look, you did have to explain a lot because there's a lot of shit going on with these multiverses and realms and
they need to start setting some rules down, because I'm really confused about, especially after Thor: Love and Thunder, about how the fuck all this works. Like the gods are fucking everywhere. Like it's just, I'm like, what confused. Is happening? It's so confusing.
I don't understand where this world is now. It was so the phase 1, 2, 3 were fucking so cohesive. This fucking phase is all over the fucking place, and I just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I am so confused.
Yeah, a little. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to get some fucking DC vibes over here, and I don't like it.
A little. This is not getting good. It's not getting good. It's still entertaining, but it's not good. It's like,
we'll wait till we get to Love and Thunder before we keep going there. Let's wait because I too have problems, but I too have I also have I have hope, problems and hope.
Yeah, well,
but no, you should have had hope like when Iron Man 2 was coming out. Like, wow, that first one was great. I hope they don't shit the bed with the second one. But then they continue to excel and blow everyone's minds for the next 15 years.
I have not been
since Endgame.
My brain has not been blown not one time. Like I right now, I'm at this point where I'm just like,
nah. I mean,
for this
No Way Home. I mean, Sean, No Way Home. I mean,
well, no Way Home. But I feel like it's weird. I feel like No Way Home sits at the Endgame level. Like it's like there, and then after that, everything just kind of.
There was a lot that came after Endgame and before No Way Home. A lot.
I know, but I don't. But I feel like
I think Shang-Chi was one of those high notes of this phase. I think
he did a
really good job.
Huh?
You gave it a hero, Sean. What are you talking about? Loved it.
Shang-Chi was good. It was good.
Right. I'm saying a high level for this phase. You got to look at this phase. Okay.
I'm so confused.
Black Widow. I wanted to wait to talk about all this.
It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Because we still have one more movie coming out this year. We have Wakanda Forever, and a lot of shit coming out of that because we'll talk about news at this point because they've already showed a picture of Namor. We got Namor for legit. Namor is in this. Atuma is in this. I don't know what I mean. It's going to basically be the Wakandans versus the Atlanteans in this movie. Like that's what this setup is.
No Black Panther.
Well, that's why I think that's why you're having this issue now. Now the Atlanteans want. My guess is they're going to want the vibranium. There's no Black Panther to protect them. There's no king to broker this peace between the two people.
God, they have so much explaining to do. It's just
Well, they're gonna have somebody, and now this is the first time I was no, don't recast. I kind of wish they recast.
I told you.
I know. Like
I've been told you this shit. They should have been recast as fucking this character.
I know, but I get it
on
at
that
the
boat
time,
for a
man.
minute.
I get it at the time, but
I've been saying this dude got to go. Like, yo,
I
I
need to go back and see the Celestials.
They got to give us something
in Eternals. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with Eternals time.
You still haven't watched Eternals yet.
I'm going to now after this because there's Eternal stuff in this.
You
should. I know the Celestials. They had the gods here in the throne room. And
I want to watch it with you. I want to
watch with you.
I want to watch while your heart breaks in real time.
I don't think it'll break. But
it won't.
I'm pretty sure I will not love it.
He will, but he'll find something to love out of it, though.
I don't know. It's hard, man. There's not a lot.
It's very hard.
There's nothing good in that one.
It is garbage.
Not even visually. Like, hey, by the way, where the fuck is that giant celestial from the end of that movie? The one that's in the earth.
Well, we got to figure out. We don't know the timeline of when all this stuff is happening at this point.
So confusing. I liked it when the shit just happened after the movie. It's like,
but it never did because Captain America: First Avenger happened before, and then
but it ended in current trajectory.
Yeah, and then they time jumped 5 years because of Endgame, and everything kind of went out of whack.
I'm so confused.
I mean, we're technically like in 2027.
We could have some cool movies that take place during those 5 years.
Well, that's what I get it. I mean, that's what some of this stuff I guarantee is going to be. They're going to go back and tie it into it, especially because looking at the scope of like Moon Knight can be put at any point because they never brought up really a timeline.
What if Black Panther: Wakanda Forever takes place in the 5 years when he was dusted?
I don't think it will. I don't think they can do that. I really don't think they're going to do that.
I didn't think they were going to do what they did with Black Widow either, but here we are.
They're not doing that because they I don't think they're.
It'd be a really easy way to explain why T'Challa's not hanging around.
Just recast the shit, man.
Fucking A, Steve.
I'm saying they're like, well.
And then like if you zoom,
we have not seen anything from Wakanda from after Endgame.
You zoom into like the Endgame fight scene, and like in the very back corner, there's actually Atlanteans in there that we never caught. You know what I mean? Like because they brought everybody in the fight, and then it's like, oh man, Namor's over there flying around. You just don't see him. He's like off screen. No, they're not going to do that. They better not do that.
Yeah, you're faltering.
I will be very mad if they did that. Wakanda Forever was in the 5 year span and not.
Wakanda Forever is not going to be good to me. It's just not going to be good. Like I just don't. I have no hope for it because
I have faith in Ryan Coogler though.
I was going to say I have faith in Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler has done a good job in everything he's touched.
Really? Like I mean, okay, I guess. I mean, we've only seen one fucking Black Panther movie. It's not like we've fucking seen like 3 or 4 of them. We've only seen fucking one Black
Creed.
Panther. I mean, Creed is great. I get it, but it's not Black Panther. Again,
Fruitvale Station.
This is
I mean, I love Fruitvale Station. I love Creed.
Again, it's not Black Panther though. Like, again,
well, I understand it, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until we get that bad movie. Like he went back and had to rewrite his movie.
But nobody's going to be able to even say like it's a bad movie, like because like
I think people
you don't have your star, you didn't recast it, like that puts you in a really difficult place.
But that's where people are going to be. People are going to be on one side or the other, right? People are going to be like, they should have recast Black Panther. They should have brought somebody in, let them carry the new torch, or they're going to be like, no, this was the right way to go. That's the two sides of this movie. And if it's good, then people are going to be like, okay, they did a good job at telling that and doing what they did. And then if it doesn't work, they're going to be like, that's their crutch. They fell on it, and they needed to recast.
So every hero in the MCU right now
Dead.
is dead?
No, Thor's still there.
Yeah. But I'm not listen. Every hero in the MCU right now is a woman. Right now,
No, it's not true. Hulk, Ant-Man, Thor,
Hulk.
Hulk.
Get out of here with that Hulk.
What are we doing with
business.
him? Like, is that really Hulk?
Shang-Chi,
Hulk? Yeah, I guess.
Moon Knight,
like,
Vision, Hawkeye.
Hawkeye hung it up.
Oh yeah, fucking it's Kate Bishop now. It's Kate Bishop. They got the Marvels. We have Marvels. All three of them are women. We got Ant-Man and Wasp, which most likely it'll be fucking Wasp again. We got who else?
Falcon, Cap.
We have Riri coming. We have She-Hulk coming. I'm assuming that Shuri's gonna take the Black Panther role. I mean, MCU
I'm
is
gonna
like
put my bet on M'Baku taking it.
I mean, no, I know it's they're gonna give it to Shuri again. The MCU is very women heavy right now. I get it. I get it. I understand it. But like, it's interesting. It's very interesting where we're going and how this is going to play.
I don't think it's very women heavy.
I mean, we do have Cat. We do have Sam as Cat, but
yeah, we got Sam and Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky is
Hawkeye did not hang it up, and he even Jeremy Renner says he wants to come back.
Yeah, just because he wants to come back doesn't mean
he's going to come back as an old man on a headset.
Yeah,
he's going to be the man in the chair.
Kate Bishop is Hawkeye at this point. This is how I look at it. Wanda's dead. We have America Chavez, which is that's
and
her.
Doctor Strange is still there.
Strange is still there until Charlize Theron takes over.
Or they do the death of Doctor Strange storyline here.
I mean, it's just very interesting.
Charlize Theron is not taking over as Clea to take over as Sorcerer Supreme.
Okay.
I'm just saying they're not doing that, not yet.
Okay, well, I mean, it's Charlize Theron, but okay. We'll see how this plays out. Again, it's very interesting how there's what's really missing right now is the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and they'll get to them.
This needs to carry. They need to carry this mantle as sooner than
James
later.
wants to do a group watch of Eternals. I missed that. God, you're on, James.
It's not good.
I wish everybody lived near me. I would rent out a theater just to watch the Eternals with everyone, and I would pay for it.
So, like what I'm saying. So,
yeah, Spidey's still around.
Yeah, well, why you keep cutting me off?
Because people are bringing it up.
Is Spidey still around now? Like it's like he hasn't even signed a contract yet. So
it don't matter. They can bring back any Spidey they want.
So they can bring back any Spidey now.
Multiverse is open.
I don't know, man. MCU is going down a trash can right now. I don't understand.
But this is what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted more and more characters, right? Like you can't have just the core 5 Avengers continuing on forever. Like that's the problem here, right?
They seem to be keeping Thor going for some weird reason. They seemingly don't want to kill him off, clearly.
Because Thor's cheap. Probably Chris Hemsworth probably doesn't cost a lot, and he wants to keep playing it.
His whole family is in Thor.
It's true.
It's like,
let's watch Morbius this week. Well, that's why we're not in Sonyverse. Kevin Feige warned Sony, don't do this. Stop going so fast. Stop trying to make your own universe.
We talked about the premise or the premise that came out for Kraven. Yeah. We had to have talked about that.
I think we did.
Where he's like an animal lover and protector of the natural world. You're like, huh?
I'm not going to talk about Kraven. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. If they're not making him a Spidey villain, I don't want to see it. Like, that's
what?
I haven't watched Morbius yet, and I still don't.
I haven't seen Morbius either. We should all watch that for the first time together. I think Sean saw it.
I watched that shit.
That's fine. Well, you know what? We'll do a live of this, and it'll just be like silence while we're watching it. It just like our face.
Just us going like,
It's like oh, the Green Goblin likes pumpkins now. It's like, wait, what? The fuck you doing?
He's a pumpkin farmer. What?
Wait, what?
What's going on? Oh man.
Yeah, I can just see it. It's like Norman or Osborne Farms.
It's got the big jack-o'-lantern like at Halloween time. You know, they have green goblins running around chasing kids.
Go to the pumpkin patch, pick out their Halloween pumpkin.
Everybody's throwing little gourds like they're pumpkin bombs.
Fucking hay rides and shit.
Fucking the rhino is like the fucking deep. Having sex with rhinos and shit. Like, wait, what?
What? Whoa.
I saw that in Ace Ventura 2.
Damn.
Anyway.
All right, what was that about? So they released some footage, like I said, of Namor. We're getting Namor.
That artwork looks terrible.
It looks terrible.
Yeah, but it's artwork. I mean, I like that they gave him a somewhat original, like a somewhat decent costume, and they gave him the wings on his feet,
his Speedo, and his necklace.
Yeah, but you know what? Like they could have gone with like the vest and pants. You know, like they went original costume. I was surprised. I thought they were going vest and pants.
I do like that he's like what? He's because he's a Mexican actor.
It's like
Aztec.
Aztec. Yeah, I actually like that. That's actually
I like the change of that. I mean, I know a lot of people complaining about this.
My problem here is that you're giving me this, and now you're giving me a new god. Amongst the 5,000 gods that are fucking
but there will always
10 million gods.
But here's the thing, though: like you complain about this, but there are always gods in all of these stories. Like in every comic series, like you look at even DC, Superman is basically a god. Wonder Woman, a god. I mean, they're all gods, and even in these comics, they've always been gods. These are all these characters are in the comics.
Yeah,
Eternity is in the comics. The Eternals are in the comics. Like, it's all
getting into Thor talk now. Okay, careful now.
I understand.
We'll come back around to this. Let's talk. Let's go to the MCU. Moving on now. Where are we at now?
Never getting off the MCU. Okay. I was hoping Namor would be Asian. James said, "Well, I mean,
why?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean,
yeah."
I have no problem with because Namor is Atlantean. There's no type of race. Yeah, so I mean, the fact that they have it kind of toward that Aztec kind of thing, it's kind of a cool change.
I agree. You got to be more diverse, man. You can't just be just one way. Sometimes you got to be this, and this. So
James said the character kind of looked Asian to him. I don't know. I don't think he did in the comics, at least not to me. But
Shang-Chi is brought in the Asian culture, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. And then Miss Marvel brings in the the Indian Muslim culture, which is great. I love that. And then Namor and Black Panther or wherever there's going to be. We have different cultures here, so which is great. I think that's. I don't really know what Oscar Isaac is. I guess is he Egyptian? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think there's part like he's part because he's also Jewish, and they did drop that in the funeral scene of his mom. So I mean, that is part of that.
Yeah, he was Jewish.
It's which Moon Knight in the comics is Jewish. I think they're stretching. I do feel that at the end of this, we'll start seeing the vision play out. I just think it was so linear early on. Everybody knew where it was going, and now everybody's freaking out that they don't. I don't know where it's going. I mean, I think it's going to Secret Wars. This is what we've been talking about, and the only way to do a proper Secret Wars, just like our complaints during Civil War, there's not enough heroes here. Secret Wars is going to have 1 million people.
I don't think Secret Wars is even going to be all that, man. I think Secret Wars is going to be real, grounded. It's not going to be what we want it to be. I know that for a fact. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be what we want it to be.
That is, yeah, you're right, Carlos. Daredevil is Catholic, and we get a lot of that in that. James, he said, don't get him wrong. He's not complaining. No, James, we didn't think you were complaining at all. I guess it didn't bother me either way. Yeah. So anything else? Anything else you guys watch this week before we get into any pickups? You guys get any pickups?
I got some tapes.
I got one thing.
Okay.
So I was out and about after the movie theater today, and I got this guy.
Like a big thing.
Can't see it.
I can't even see it. I don't know what that. A TV, a tube TV.
Is that a
You got
track?
a tube-
Yeah, big,
I got a tube
bigger CRT TV.
Oh,
You
sweet.
got a tube TV.
35 inch and
35 inch.
no, it's not 35 inch. I think it's a 24.
27.
20.
Is it a combo, Steve?
It's got the VCR built in.
So what you gotta do with your small one, Steve? You have multiple ones?
I'm gonna get rid of it, or
VCR
maybe I'll just put that into another shelf somewhere, and I can
I was
play
gonna
multiple
say have
tapes.
multiple tape areas, Steve. Come on.
I'm
So
looking for a fucking VCR combo forever. I can't find one.
in getting that, I've already discussed it with my wife because this wall here is not a load bearing wall. We're gonna knock this wall down, and my room's gonna get extended out further.
Oh wow, damn.
So because I need to have more
Construction
room.
just for a tube TV?
I need to have more room.
You're gonna knock
got
out
more
a
shit.
wall for
Now
a
I can get an
tube?
arcade machine.
You gonna build one? Or you gonna buy one?
I might build one. Probably just gonna build one.
Yeah, I think it'd be
So,
easier to build one.
Yeah, no, that's a thing that's on the horizon, but it's already. I'm already like
Right.
looking. I'm like, damn, there's no electrical outlets or anything on this wall. It's just this whole room used to be a garage. So the outside of that door is still just garage. So we're just gonna take the garage door off, wall it up, break down this wall, and insulate drywall, and you're in. Boom, boom.
Oh damn! Boom, boom.
Awesome. Can't wait. So yeah, and that cost me the grand total of $20.
Nice.
So and it works. I plugged it in. I grabbed a tape off their shelf and put it in there to make sure it worked, and it worked just fine.
I hate you so much. I still haven't found a fucking VCR yet. Guys.
Oh, they had another VCR there too, but I was just like, this one comes with a VCR, so I'll just.
Lucky. I'm gonna find one now. I'm gonna find one,
It's a
goddamn.
Panasonic. Oh shit! That's sweet
Sexy.
copper logo on the
I'm gonna
bottom,
find one.
Sexy. I
It
love
is,
my.
and
I
it's-
still use my tube TV.
and it's heavy as shit too. Boy.
I got my Trinitron. My Trinitron literally feels like it weighs 300 pounds. It is the
But
heaviest
this
thing.
thing also didn't come with a remote, so everything's all on the face of it.
Yeah, but you can get a universal remote for that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Or
so-
even go on eBay and pull up the serial number on the back. I guarantee you, though, because people sell remotes all the time. I bet you find a matching remote for it.
It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool find. I found because the little TV I have is like, I don't know. It's like, it's like for a kitchen. It's like very, very, very small. And there was another one there. It was like a 13-inch TV. And I was like, ooh, what you got on this? And they were like, oh, like $15 or whatever. And then I turned around and I saw this motherfucker and I was like, well, what do you got on that? And they were like 35. I was like, if you'll take 20, I'll take it off your hands right now. Deal.
Perfect.
Oof.
Makes me even happier that you negotiated that, Steve. The only
I don't wanna pay
the only ones
$35.
I want the cartoony ones. They had the Turtles one with the TV VCR combo thing. Like that's what I want.
That's what I'm trying to find, Lou.
Because even though it was like the 2000 Turtles, I think it was.
They had that Batman one, Sean.
They did have the Batman one. They had a Mickey Mouse one, a Batman one, a Winnie the Pooh one.
They did have a Batman one. I can't fucking find it though.
I think they had a Dora.
Ain't nobody getting rid of that
one.
shit.
They had a SpongeBob one. I bet you they're in landfills a lot of places because a lot of people just threw that shit out. So what tapes you get, Sean?
Well, I was at the farmer's market today, and I did pick up this cool thing. It's for my brother, though. We had these in the 80s. It was 80s, like late 80s, I think. We had these little Matchbox little cars. You put batteries in them, and they're like motorized. You put there's like a little engine thing in it, a little battery engine you put together.
Does it go on those ramps, or is it just like free flowing?
You can free flow it too, but it does go on ramps as well. But we used to just because we had a big kitchen, so we would just throw them through the kitchen. Like we would just race them through the kitchen when we were younger. And I showed my brother
that box, man. I like the box.
Yeah, the box is great, man. It's like an old, Matchbox box. But my brother, see, I thought about my brother, and I was like, "Yo, this is going to you, man." And I was like, "Oh, you got it for $10." Lady was selling it, in her little area. the box is great. The art is just great. It reminds me of old RC, grasshopper kind of shits. But we had like 4 of these things, man. We love these things when we was kids. So those will go to my brother, Steve. God damn, I got like 20 tapes, man.
Well, let's see what you got.
All right.
See what you got, little fella.
So I've been on a journey. Last week. Got Stargate.
Nice, got that one. Great ad. Love that movie.
Yeah, really cool. Got Bad Boys.
Of course, got that one.
What You Gonna Do?
Great ad. Does that have the is that the white box? Does that have the white on the side, or is it the fire on the side?
The fire.
I wonder which ones. I have the white box. I don't know which ones.
I don't know.
Second print.
Have picked up Total Recall. I know you have that, Steve.
Perfect. Yep. Great one. Is that still in plastic?
Yeah.
Not all of them are, right? But that one's still wrapped up?
It's wrapped, but the bottom is.
The bottom's open. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that means the cover's in great condition then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Die Harder.
I got those. I got the box set that had all of them.
Oh, yeah, you did, didn't you? I got one of my favorite movies of all time, You've Got Mail.
I see that everywhere, and I just haven't wanted to buy it.
I fucking love this. Is one of my favorite movies. I love this movie. I can watch it so many times. I don't know why. Keep the old VCR in a case. The one the TV goes bad. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely keeping the old VCR. That's not going anywhere. That thing's a beast.
Another one of my favorite.
That thing's gonna live forever.
One of my favorite 80s movies, Chevy Chase, is Fletch. I already have Fletch Lives. So this is the first one. Yeah.
Nice. Got the series now.
Yeah.
Got the set. There was only two of Chevy Chase's Fletch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So. Yep.
One of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I used to love this in the 80s, man. Santa Claus the movie with Dudley Moore, and great artwork too, Steve. If you can see it.
Is that a white tape?
Huh? Yeah.
Is the tape white?
No, the tape's not white, but it's in one of those cases where.
Oh, that had me confused. I was like, that'd have been awesome if the plastic on that was white, like snow.
It's got that bottom slip too, Sean.
Yeah. This motherfucker's hard as shit to get open. I don't think I can even open this bitch.
That's like the Karate Kid. The VHS for the Karate Kid first one's like a pain in the ass to get.
Yeah, I got that. I got that one too.
We got that one too. Yeah.
That one Santa Claus, but I love this movie, man. John Lithgow, love this movie. Man. It was a really great 80s movie, great 80s cartoon movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
What?
No.
Again, I'm an 80s kid, so. Steve, you got these, but Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
I have all of them, but not in the same set. Like, because all the sides, like that one, that makes a big ass Enterprise if you have them all lined up next to each other.
This is that one too, I think. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So that's nice. That's a good one. I like that cover art too.
Yeah, love that cover art. Another one of my favorite 80s movies on HBO used to come on all the time, Jewel of the Nile, with Danny DeVito, Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner. Really great artwork too, Steve. That old, poster.
Yeah, the old painted posters like the Indiana Jones and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great box art. Ooh, that's the CBS Fox box.
Yep.
I love those ones. Those are like my favorite boxes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dude, those are
so
my favorite
cool.
boxes.
So cool.
The font is all the same, and they all have the same logo. Like when you have a few of them stacked up next to each other, it looks nice.
Yeah, I was telling Lil, they had this one cartoon. I remember back in the day, but it was by Filmation. It was called Pinocchio and the Empire of Night. I don't know if anybody remembers it, but I remember it, it used to be on HBO.
I do not remember that.
But it's a Filmation thing, and I love Filmation. Got Lil, one of our favorites, Blue Chips.
Love it.
Yeah.
When you said the text, that's the only one I like. It was like it called to me. It was like
that's another great cover. Is that completely sealed?
No.
Or was the bottom? No. Okay. I love the side art too. I like the yellow. It's got different side art. You can.
Oh yeah. Look at the.
I don't care what anybody tells me. That's Nick Nolte's best movie.
I agree.
I
Looks
don't
like
care.
fucking
I don't.
block. That shit looks like Blockbuster the movie right there on the tape, don't it?
Steve, look,
Ah, so nice.
please be kind, rewind.
There you go. Beautiful.
Steve,
Love
we need
that movie.
shirts. We need shirts that say that. Steve got Karate Kid, that original box.
I have yet to find, like, you have the crease down yours too.
Of course,
I couldn't find one in any good condition.
I
got a
fucking
big
love
ass
the crease, Steve. It's like a crease pair of sneakers for me. I love that shit, dude. I love the old fucked up box art. I'm so down with that shit. Got X-Men.
Oh yeah, got that one. Great.
Spider-Man with Nickelback hero.
Yep, I got that one too. The same sticker.
Those are behind me.
Lord of the Rings. I didn't even know this was on VHS.
That came out before Spider-Man.
The Return of the King is 2 tapes.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, didn't get that. Fucking one of my favorite another Christmas great story, A Christmas Story.
Of course, another great cover.
Yeah, great fucking cover.
I told you guys I hate that movie, right?
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I love that movie. You shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah,
You
need to start coming up with a fucking good movie shelf there, Sean.
You just need a Christmas shelf at this
point.
My
shelf is fucking nice. My movie shelf is sick. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Of course, you have to have that.
It's Costner.
It's everywhere. Every thrift store you go into, you're gonna have that tape for sale.
Can't pass up a Costner. Galaxy Quest.
Wonderful, wonderful movie.
Fucking great cover. Love it. Boom. I'll take it. But I took it anyway. Hulk.
Ang Lee's Hulk.
Not bad to have on the shelf.
Yeah.
Got the box art.
Listen, I think everyone was excited to see that. That trailer rocked. But then we went and saw the movie and you were like, oh no.
Atlantis. Milo's Return. This is one of those Disney movies that
direct video sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that it's in the slim case though.
Yeah, it's
clamshell.
Really nice. Yeah. I was surprised it wasn't in a clamshell. Now, Steve, I'm surprised I didn't get these in a clamshell, but I fucking love them. This is Justice League in slipcovers. Oh, I'm so fucking happy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because they all came in clamshells before. Now I have them in just regular slipcovers, and it's fucking awesome.
That's
like,
really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, so that goes, part of the animation, domination VHS tapes. That was it. 20 fucking tapes, Steve.
Where'd you get them all?
Goodwill and Farmer's Market.
Man, you go to thrift stores, I'm telling you, just like I went today, I found a TV, but the pickings were slim on the tapes.
Yeah,
but every now and then you go in and like I found the fucking all the Alien movies in a box set for it's like $4.
Yeah, I thought I had Armageddon, and I keep forgetting to pick it up. And every time I see it at Goodwill, I never get it. I'm like, why am I not getting this movie?
You have
I gotta get it next time I see it. I'm like, damn, Armageddon's like a movie I love, so I don't know why I keep avoiding it.
So you have what kind of shelf you using for your tapes?
I got a Besta IKEA shelf. So all my everything is going straight down. I got over almost 100 tapes at this point.
Welcome. So glad you're going on this journey.
It's the art, man. I don't even care. Like I probably won't watch them, but the art it looks really nice. Like the art looks phenomenal when you look at this shit. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, but I remember when I was a kid, like going to friends' houses, or like my uncle was a big movie guy, and like you'd walk in and their wall of movies, and it was just like, oh man, like we had a lot of tapes growing up, but like not like there. Like you'd walk into some place and then it was just like their whole hallway was just movie shelves, just ceiling to floor, and you're like, it was just a feeling. And
again, for me, the movies, love the movies, but for me, the cartoons is a shit that I really wanted that I focused on in the beginning. Now I'm just getting shit that movies I just loved, and now it's just like I can't find a lot of cartoon movies anymore. Like there's no, the only way I can
they're selling at cons for $10 to $15 a pop. Every con I've gone to, I've seen them, but I don't even send pictures anymore because I know you guys won't buy them because they're going for ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah, they're going for crazy amounts of money, man.
People-
Like the
people
ones that I
want-
got now, I'm like, fuck. So it's hard. I almost had on eBay. I almost had Master of the Universe this week.
With the
Like, six.
Dolph Lundgren,
No,
No, the animated.
cartoon.
like episodes or like.
No, it was like different. I don't know. They were all different tapes, like 6 different tapes.
Mhm.
Man, that shit went up to $100. I was like, I'm out. I don't want that.
Yeah, I'd never. No. That's too much.
I'm good with 30, 40, maybe 50. I can bounce on that a little bit. But when it got to 100, I was like,
I better get a lot of shit for $50 for VHS shit. Like
I mean,
the
you
whole-
guys before for $1.
the whole reason I even started the VHS shit was because it was cheap and it was fun. And it was like, it wasn't like you were going and trying to get the new action figure that dropped. You know what I
But
mean?
you're
It was
not
just like,
like the problem is for me is that everybody is on animation and horror. And you're not gonna get the animation and the horror that you want. Like right now when Aliens on VHS and I cannot fucking find it.
I got it on DVD. I'm good.
Yeah, but for us it's VHS. So
I know.
it's the box. It's the
Yeah.
physical.
I got the
Media.
physical DVD box.
I had the physical DVD box set of the fucking Aliens movies too. I got it at Walmart for like $10. This is much better than that.
Yeah.
And now I can finally watch it on a bigger screen where I can actually see what the fuck was going on. Like it was cool having that little TV, but god damn, you can't watch nothing on that.
And VHS are just like plastic in a cover. Like it's not the same thing as a VHS tape. Like that shit is like printed all the way around.
I get it. But I'm not paying
Well, you're not
what
but
they're
you're
going
not-
for now.
I get that, but you would do that for Nintendo games though. So it's the same, the same thing. The same exact thing.
Yes and no. Nintendo games go up in price though. There's more rarity.
Oh, the
there.
VHS tapes a little. Fucking Back to the Future.
Why am I buying Robin Hood Prince of Thieves?
You're not buying it though.
on
Again,
VHS.
it's me and Steve that are buying it, not you.
I know, but I'm saying
Don't
in general.
don't stick yourself into the shit that we do.
It's not.
alright?
It's not.
I'm not
It's
doing
not
what you do.
because
I
of.
don't want to do what you do.
It's not. I don't buy it because like, ooh, now I can finally watch this. I buy it because it's like, oh, I used to love this movie, and it's going to cost me $0.25. Like, I can put this on a shelf, and now it adds to that.
Problem is, it doesn't cost $0.25 anymore. That's what I'm
They're
saying.
not quarter.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't
It
cost
does if you go to the thrift stores. It does.
Oh. For
But,
some
you're
of
not,
them.
but my problem is different because it's like I want animation.
But see, the only ones that would give me nostalgia would be the animation ones. So Spider-Man and His Amazing Friend. That's going for a ton,
If I can
right?
get that shit on VHS, I've been trying to get down. I want that one.
You got a Pro Stars episode. I would love that, but that's going for a lot. The horror movies, Steve. That's what that's my. I know it's crazy, but it was either cartoons or horror movies. That was my childhood. It wasn't. I mean, I watched all these movies, but they're not the love like A Nightmare on Elm Street is to me. They're not like Reanimator.
God, if
Evil
I could
Dead.
have the Nightmare
you know.
and the Friday movies and the Halloween movies all on VHS.
You ain't gonna never
I would definitely, if I found those for $0.25, I'd pick them up and have that would be a fun display with my figures and stuff. That would be cool.
Fucking Monster Squad is going for like $50 to $100.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's being
Fucking Monster Squad. And I want Monster Squad so fucking badly.
It's a great
But
cover.
I ain't getting it.
But I get what you're saying, Sean. I mean, it's very similar to the Nintendo and getting the Sega.
Yeah.
And I get it. So, and going back to nostalgic 80s, I also, too, got some 80s comic books. Sean, I got one that's on the Hot 10. I got it for a couple bucks only.
What?
It is Spider-Man Annual, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man Annual number 4 in minty condition.
Oh, that's nice. That looks good too.
And this one is, why is it blowing up? Because it's the first appearance of Tamara Blake, and they just released her comic as Iron Cat. If you can believe that thing is blowing up, and then there's a book called Iron Cat, but there is. And James wants to know, Sean, which alien movies are you looking for?
All of them. But don't give me Aliens 3. But I would like Aliens 1 and 2. Like that Alien 1 cover is fucking beautiful. And Aliens, I love the fucking the aliens coming off the side of it, and just the the lettering of it looks really good.
And then another book I picked up today, I got it for not today, well this week I got it for $5. X Factor #1. It's mint, no crease, no spine ticks, no nothing. So
I hated X Factor. I hated their suits. Their suits are terrible.
yeah, it was a #1. It was $5. So because I was at the shop, they had both those books on the wall, and I'm like, how much? And I think they had $10 on both, and I talked them down to $7. So
nice.
That's just picking up books because I had my heart broken this week.
Yes,
I
you
still
You watched the Eternals?
No, did not watch the Eternals. Something that I've been anticipating to come back to me that I got that's a prized possession of mine that I sent to CGC. My Ultimate Fallout #4. I paid extra for quick return. I paid extra for CGC to do pressing through their CCS program. I will tell everybody right now, if you're going to send books to CGC to be pressed, do not do it. It doesn't do shit. I don't even think they did anything. I think they actually made my book worse. I'm actually going to crack this book and send it out to a professional presser. I got my Ultimate Fallout 4, my first Miles Morales back, and I got it as a 9.4. I was hoping for a 9.8 because 9.8 sells for almost $3,000. 9.6 I would have not been as upset with, but a 9.4 sells for between 800 and 1,000, and I am distraught. I see 2 spine ticks that are not color breaking on it, so I'm going to crack it. I'm going to send it to people that actually do this with a whole stack of other books. I'm gonna actually resubmit this fucking book because this is not a fucking 9.4. I am so mad. My kids were so worried. They thought I was going to come up here and fucking destroy my entire room. I was so mad. Everybody, they were watching me. They were all. I mean, I almost threw this book out the goddamn window. I was so fucking mad.
Jesus.
I'm mad.
Wow.
I'm mad at this 9.4. This book is not a 9.4. I can see too. That's why I think they made it worse because when I looked at it, it was in Iron Man's armor. It's a black area. It looks like a dent. Maybe it's a tick. When I put it to like a light angle, I could see like a little. This is not a 9.4 book. This book is perfect all the way around except for like this area where it looks like somebody grabbed it. Not me, because I never picked it up like that. I was holding this thing like it was a baby, and I put it in a top loader. I took care of it. And I know when I took it and I sent it to them, I even pulled it out of the top loader. I looked at it again, put my flashlight on it to make sure. I saw like I want to say like a dent area, where it's like where sometimes you might pick it up or somebody might have picked it up, but there was no crease. Now I see 2 creases, not color breaking. But motherfucker, I didn't put this on there. I am so mad. It's not even funny. And on top of that, on the goddamn case, there's a black smudge. CGC sent me back a black smudge on my case. So the case is fucking defective. Fuck them. I am so mad at this shit.
Are you going to crack it open?
I'm cracking it open. I'm going to send it. I'm going to actually send it like this.
How do you crack them open?
Oh, there's just on the side. You crack them. I've cracked them before. I remember buying one at a con like 15 years ago. I just busted it open. Like you just crack it. There's like you just put a little screwdriver here on the side and twist in the top. They break. It breaks. You have to break it open to crack it open.
I got my damn comic book while I do it.
So, but I'm going to send this to a professional to do that and send it with a whole bunch of other books to get graded. But because of my depression, I got on the Whatnot app and I started watching Whatnot auctions and buying a bunch of stuff. So I have a whole bunch of stuff coming next week. It was retail therapy of comic books. I won a lot. The cool thing about Whatnot is a lot of people give away shit. So I got a lot. I won 2 graded 9.8 books that are coming. I mean, they're not like books that I was like really like looking for, but I'm like, hey, I won them. I won a Stray Dogs The Thing variant cover for free. So I'm like, I'll take these books. And a lot of people put this shit. So I just been watching like Whatnot auctions and then like getting in the free giveaways that these people are doing. And then I won a Sam Wilson first. Sam Wilson is Captain America, the Captain America 25. It was a 9.4, but I got it for $22. I got a fourth or fifth print of the Into the Spider-Verse, Edge of Spider-Verse #2's first Gwen. But I got that for like $20, and that's a $70 book raw. So I'm going to send that to be graded. And I'm just going to keep looking for that. And I am actually going to sell on Whatnot. I was watching people selling. I was watching how they do it, and I'm going to sell like the books that I don't want and the books that like like I'm going to do dollar auctions. If it sells for $1, it includes tax and shipping, and then they're paying for that, and just to get rid of, pare down my collection and just keep what I really want, and then flip up. Let the market decide. And it's really interesting watching all these people do this stuff on Whatnot. And I'm going to do the same thing with some of my video games, some of my toys. I'm going to have different auctions for different subsets of stuff, because it's actually kind of cool, because it's like if people really want it, they're going to bid on it, and they'll pay for what they want. And then if nobody buys it, you just move to the next thing, and it happens really quickly. It's like 30 seconds. It's on. If nobody bids, you just move to the next book. You just move to the next item, and you can find a lot of stuff at real good prices, or if there's some stuff out there that people really want, they're going to pay up for it. So, and people buy like a ton of mystery packages on there, and I don't know. I got into it. I was watching, and like I said, I bought a lot of stuff. I bought some mystery packages of comics and stuff. So we'll see. I'm going to open them up live on YouTube, and we'll see what I got. But I know I got a bunch of slabs coming. So, and some of those are good. One that I got today, I told Sean I got Die from Image, a Kirkman one, and it's signed by Robert Kirkman, and it's CGC graded 9.8 with the signature series. So, and I got that for free. So it's a $100 book slab. So it's all good stuff. So Whatnot. If you want to buy from me, maybe I'll be up there. We'll see. But I'm looking in August, because I love to sell shit. So if it works out, then I'm going to go hunting for more. I'm going to start buying people's collections, and I'm going to start putting them on Whatnot.
Feels like we're sponsored by Whatnot all of a sudden.
We might be one day, Steve, because I'm going to be selling on Whatnot. So, but yeah, so I got those. I got my Ultimate Fallout. I'm distraught. I'm hurt. Yeah, it was not a good day. Not a good day. So, but I guess I got it for a good price, so I guess I shouldn't complain. I mean, I paid $450 for the book, and if I sold it today, I could probably get $1,000 for it. So, still worth more than I bought for.
So, are you not sending anything to CGC anymore?
No, I'm going to sell a bunch of shit because I want to start flipping stuff. So I figure the best way to sell stuff for the most part is to get it graded. So I'm going to send it and get it graded. And if it gets a low grade, then it's going to go, and, it's still going to be worth more. I mean, most of the books I got, I didn't pay a lot for. So, I mean, I paid a lot for that one, and it's still worth more in the condition it is than what I paid for it. So I got a I know I wanted it to be a 9.8, but it's not. I gotta deal with that. Deal with it.
You're not dealing with it, though. You got to break the case open, send it to get pressed, and send it back to get graded.
You're really not dealing with it.
That's not dealing with it. That's like hoping for a better outcome.
That's having a hissy fit, and I'm having a hissy fit. I don't care. I'm mad.
You are taking an hissy fit. Like, is it because it's not worth what you wanted it to be, or do you want the comic book to have the comic book?
Both. I wanted to have it as a 9.8, but I want it to be worth $3,000.
Oh my God, you're crazy. Yeah. I don't know how you. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Sean. That's how my mind works. I put a dollar value on everything. If the dollar value doesn't match my expectations, I'm not gonna get it. Like, that's it. That's how I work. My collection and everything. There's only a few things I have that the dollar value doesn't matter to me. Everything else has a price.
Man, you sound You crazy, man.
Part of it. Okay, so there's a reason why I want this thing to be a 9.8 so badly.
So you could sell it
Because
for $3,000.
Yeah, that's it. Or are you going to sell
That's
it?
that's $3,000 closer to your holy grail of all books.
Steve, you hit it right on the head, right? That is it. Because the only way I'm ever going to get an Amazing Fantasy 15, even in the shittiest of shit grades that looks like just somebody wiped their ass on it, but I want it. Even if it's a 0.5, I want it, is to sell a big portion of my collection. And to get to that point, I need that book to be 3,000 or more. Because if Miles gets into live action, that book probably will hit 5,000. And I need that to be able to buy Amazing Fantasy 15 because I can't spend that out of my pocket. I will be divorced and that's it.
But you can save up for it.
No, there's no save. I could save what, $100 a week for 50 years. I mean, that book at a 0.5 is like selling for like $12,000.
I mean, I know.
I can't even find it raw anywhere. Any raw book. Somebody at a con, I saw it raw, and I was asking how much it was. He said he wanted $60,000 for it. So
that's what I don't understand. Like, why? Like, but you know what? Now I'm like, you know what? You should bring it to a con because somebody may fucking buy that shit. Now I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would flip into it. I would flip other big books that I have into that, and that's why I want that. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but it's another reason why I'm going to sell a bunch of stuff on Whatnot. Sell to earn to get closer to that book if I can. If I can't, then Amazing Spider-Man #1 would be next best.
So everything you sell, you think that you're gonna get to the point of what, 50,000? Like what grade do you want it to get? Like how much would you spend? That's the question. How much would you spend for it?
I mean, I would give everything in my room for like a 3.0.
All your statues, all your games, all of
everything. I would have this room empty with that thing hanging on the wall by itself.
That is really weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like,
but 3.0 is
one
like
fucking comic book. Like one comic book, you get rid of everything from one comic book
because it's the one comic book. It's the one ring to rule them all.
But this is the killer though. It's like you get that one comic book, and all you want to do is sell it anyway.
Well, when I retire, yes. I mean, I'm not going to be buried in it, but yes. Again, that's what I'm saying. All this stuff to me has a price. Like, I can't take it to the grave. I have to think about the future. I'm not going to pawn this all off on my kids, so I'm already thinking about my death, Sean. Well, there you go.
I mean, clearly you are. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, good Lord.
We've talked about this for 8 years. Like,
I know we have.
Can I live to see the first Avengers movie? Can I live to see this next movie?
Now you put it in perspective. It's just like, what was it all for? like you could have been had this comic book years ago if you really.
Years ago, the money wasn't there years ago.
Yeah, but your collection.
But my collection grew little by little, and I never thought that book would ever be to that point. Now it's
so you don't even want the book because it's the one book. It's just because it's the most expensive book. That's why you want it.
It makes no
it's the most expensive book. What? It's the book that I will hold on to it for a very long time.
You only started liking this book.
It's not true. I've had.
How long have you been wanting this book that bad?
That bad?
Oh, that bad? Not well. It's because I never thought I could ever get to it. But once I had this Miles,
it doesn't seem like you're gonna get to it in no time soon anyway.
I know. Believe me, I know. I'm probably never gonna get to this book.
So why sell all your stuff?
I'm not gonna sell it all, but I do want to pare down. I have too much stuff. I do want to. I'm up to 24 short boxes of comics.
I'm so confused on Lil's process. It's like the MCU right now. It's like
all over the place.
It's like you put all this time into doing, and you want one
on your
fucking
on your
comic
video
book?
game shit. You spent so much time and energy and money on your video game stuff, and you were so hyped
I
on that,
still
and now
have
you're
it
just like, I'll get rid of it all for that one
Yeah.
book.
for
Fuck
Amazing
all that
Fantasy
time.
15.
Your time don't mean shit to you.
No, it doesn't. I had fun doing it, and now I'll have fun. I mean, I still gonna keep
You'll have fun looking at one comic book on your bare ass wall.
Yes, like what?
just kissing it every night.
One fucking comic book? Like, come on, dog. It's not that serious. It ain't that serious. You can find something else to satisfy your life. What
Well,
that one comic book is not.
This book was the one that was going to satisfy for a long time. Because I didn't think I was going to.
But it wasn't though, because you were going to sell it anyway.
Not right away. I was waiting for Miles to get into the MCU. But now it's a 9.4, and I'm sad.
It'll be worth 3,000 if he gets into the MCU.
Nah, not a 9.4. There's a lot of 9.4s out there. I don't know.
Well, I told myself too, I'm never getting rid of this. This is my holy grail of comic books. Like, this is it. Like, I'm fine. I'm not getting rid of all my collection. I ain't have to do none of that. Like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
good.
didn't.
It's a 5.5. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I said I'd be good with even a 0.5 for Amazing Fantasy 15.
No,
but
you
there's a
wouldn't.
difference. A 0.5.
No, you wouldn't.
I said I would sell it all for a 2 or a 3, but I would get, if I could sell a handful of stuff and get a 0.5, that would be, the 0.5 is my reachable, attainable goal. But that's still $10,000 to $12,000. Look it up right now. Try to look up on eBay sold for 0.5s. I'm telling you, that's what they're going for. Amazing Fantasy 15, 0.5.
Jesus Christ.
And at 0.5 where the cover is intact. I can't have a ripped in half cover, which I've seen those, and people are still spending.
I mean,
People are buying pages for $2,000.
Is it for the cover, or is it just to have it because you have it?
Well, I love Spider-Man. Everything I've ever loved or done is Spider-Man, and I would love to have his first appearance. I mean, that's
get the facility. What is it? The facility. I never know how to pronounce that word.
facsimile.
The facility. What the hell is that? What's the word?
The facsimile.
Is it a facsimile?
Yeah, that's facsimile.
Yeah, facsimile.
Yeah. I have the facsimile of the first Hobgoblin over there, and there's a few facsimiles.
9.8 at 9.8 graded.
Yeah, I don't want a facsimile.
Huh?
Just tell yourself it's the real one.
I know.
I can't do that.
You can.
You can.
But I won't believe
and
myself.
you could put a dollar amount on it.
It says $3.99 on it. I don't want it. I want it to say 12 cents.
Jesus Christ.
I have a bunch of reprints of that book all over the place. I just want the original. I want the original. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry. All right.
Obsessive much?
Yes.
What you say, Steve?
I said obsessive much? I mean, everybody has to have a goal, right? Like I mean, I don't really for my collection. It's just.
But I love Spider-Man.
Whatever.
I mean, everything. I've got my Spider-Man mug here. I even have
think
my
anybody's
Spider-Man
doubting your love for
AirPods case here. You know, I got my new AirPods and I got a Spider-Man case for them. I mean, I love Spider-Man. So,
hello, I think you can get this. This is not. It's not. I think you can get this. Like, I really think you can.
I think to not have Jenny mad at me, I need to.
But you know what's funny? You know what's weird though? I don't know if Jenny will even be mad at you because she knows how much you love that book.
I know she'll be mad at me, Sean.
If you sell at least if you get close to, if you sell everything and get close to that.
No, I won't have to sell everything and get close to it. I mean, that's the thing. That's why I wanted this book to be 3, because if this book is 3 and gets to 5, then there's only another $5,000 I have to raise, which to me is like, I have a Venom that's 1,000. I have a few other books that I can get and get close. And even if I put a little cash to it, that's fine. But I can't spend $10,000 cash money. Like that's a car. Well, not anymore, but half a car. Half a used car.
keep dialing it down.
Well, yeah, cars have gone ridiculously in price recently, but I mean, I physically, mentally just can't pull the trigger on that. I barely have. I have a hard time. I had a hard time buying these statues for myself.
I mean, I know.
I'm spending that kind of money.
I know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, I'm cheap, and I don't think I'm worth it.
Jesus,
so, God damn.
I'm sorry.
Low self-esteem.
I have low self-esteem. Might not act it half the time, but I do. I'm not worth it. I'm not worth that.
So, yes, you are. You shut up.
Guys.
Stop with your fucking belly
no,
aching over there.
CGC says I'm only worth a 9.4, so I'm not even a 9.8. So
maybe they took your 9.8.
You fuckers.
See, and then they just sent you back a 9.4.
I punch them in the faces. So, all right, let's move on from that. Is there any other news or anything else that we want to talk about? I know we kind of intertwine news and stuff and stuff we talked about this week, but James says he read on Google that Disney is going to re-release the original versions of the Star Wars trilogy, like the OG versions, without any of the Lucas stuff. So they'll be really boring.
No, it's not. The original one was great. What are you talking about?
I'm joking. I was waiting for Sean's reaction.
You son of a bitch. I see Return of the Jedi in the movie theaters. What are you talking about?
That's how old you are. Damn.
I'm old. I'm very old. I did see Return of the Jedi in the movie theaters.
Back in my day.
It was
Jedi came out in 83, right?
It was Return of the Jedi, not Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah, Jedi came out 83, so Jedi came out the year I was born. I definitely didn't see it in the theater.
I remember it was Return of the Jedi.
Sean was in high school.
Sean was in college. Sean just took out his first fucking car note.
Sean had his doctorate. He's just like Will Byers. He was fucking paying taxes. He voted for Reagan. What?
Damn. Sean, what was your fucking credit score when fucking Jedi came out?
When did Return of the Jedi come out? Yo, you got me all dated now. Fuck you, man.
The best part is I think Sean's only like a year older than me. So, but no, it's
Return of the Jedi was 83.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, you voted for Reagan. I know. In 80.
I was born in 78.
I know, that's what I said. You're only a year older than me, but it was just funny. So I was born in 79. So
I was in 83?
You were 5.
5 or 6?
Yeah, you were 5 because it came out in the summer. So you were 5.
Yeah. I've definitely seen the movie theaters. I'll tell you that. I was definitely old enough to see it in the movie.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was a thing.
It's been a thing ever since I was in school. So it's a thing.
So, all right. I guess it's time to get into some Love and Thunder discussion. So if you have not seen Thor, Love and Thunder, we're going to give our ratings. And then we're going to spoil the hell out of it. So I will give another spoiler warning. But let's give our ratings for Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm gonna throw it to you, Sean. Sean, what did you think of Thor: Love and Thunder?
I go throw it to me first.
Because you're wearing an Avengers shirt.
It was a sidekick.
Flat sidekick. Okay.
Yep.
Sidekick. Steve.
Nothing more, nothing less.
I'd give it a high sidekick.
High sidekick. Okay. Mm-hmm. Steve, I agree. High sidekick.
You know what? I'll give it a high sidekick with y'all.
Listen, I found myself laughing quite a few times. Christian Bale wasn't nearly as bad as I thought he was going to be, but he was a lot worse than I thought that he should have been.
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale, yeah. There was some times he was talking, I was just like, I don't know what you're doing here, and I'm not sure I like it. There was some stuff going on. But a lot of the comedy was on point. Like those fucking goats are
awesome.
hilarious.
Those
So,
go
every time. And there's one scene in particular, we'll talk about it in spoilers, but like I laughed out loud at the TV. I was just like, like, it was really, really funny.
Those
So,
goats were amazing. I did like those fucking goats. Like they were awesome.
The action was
Meh.
non-existent to a point. I mean, really, hardly anything really happens that way. I mean, there's some fights for sure, but I thought Korg was hilarious.
I think it became too much for me.
The comedy was too much. It was a little constant when they were
Too much comedy. It was just too much. Like I wish we would just go back to the other Thor. Like this I didn't really like Ragnarok either, so like I knew what I was going to get out of it.
I loved Ragnarok.
I really do like Taika. I really do.
I think the difference is, and I think Steve, you hit it on the head, right? Like I think Ragnarok had both, like the lot of chuckle comedy and a lot of action. I think this one was
a lot of really good action in Ragnarok.
Yeah, and I think this one was not as much good action. But I'll have to tell you this. This is one of the first movies. I've never been a big fan of Natalie Portman. I just don't like Natalie Portman. I just don't. Everything she's been in, I just don't like. It's always blah to me. Except for maybe V for Vendetta and The Professional. And she was a child.
Vendetta was terrible.
But I didn't hate her in it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I did not like Padme. I did not like Jane Foster in the first
fucking Black Swan. Black Swan was
I was gonna say Black Swan was really good.
That was dope. What are you talking about?
Maybe in these types.
You ever watch Your Highness? Yeah, Your Highness was good too.
I did see Your Highness. I didn't care for her in that.
I liked her in that one. I was wrong with that.
I didn't even remember she was in Your Highness.
Yeah, she sure was.
Exactly. She's forgettable most of the time. Okay, Black Swan. You give her the credit. Oscar nominated and everything. Did she win the Oscar? I can't remember. I actually liked her as the Mighty Thor. I thought she actually was kind of a breath of fresh air in the movie for what she was trying to do, because it's trying to do her one-liners and everything. It's like any of us, if we got superpowers, trying to mimic what a superhero would do. We come up with some cheesy bullshit and we would think it was cool, but
there was no this movie was definitely chopped up. Like, it was chopped the fuck up, because it seemed like there was a lot of shit missing.
But the thing is, I think it was Taika that chopped it up. I mean, he wanted to. He's even come out and said that they filmed scenes. He just didn't think it worked with the flow of the movie.
But there was no real flow. Was there a flow to this movie?
For him, for the comedy he wanted to do,
I think the Guardian shit was weak.
Yeah, I didn't care for the Guardians in this.
Didn't at all.
No,
I was like,
didn't think
well, we
can
talk about why when we get to spoilers, but yeah, it was kind of non-existent.
I liked how she used Mjolnir. I agree, James. I think she used Mjolnir great.
There was
one god killed. Larry's like, with these decisions, he's glad he'll wait for Disney Plus.
Sorry,
this is his first time
Larry.
sitting out an MCU rating. I still think it's worth it.
It's better than the Eternals. It's a lot better than the Eternals.
And if you like Guns N' Roses, I mean, it's like going to it's like seeing a giant Guns N' Roses music video if you're a big Guns N' Roses fan. So
I guess like
Jenny liked the Guns N' Roses.
So. I wish I would have waited for Disney Plus, but I can't. Like, it's just not it's just not in my wheelhouse to wait for a fucking MCU movie to go to Disney Plus.
I mean, Doctor Strange is already out.
I see Eternals twice, Steve, in the movie theaters.
What?
I don't know why, but I did.
Were you not high the first time and then went high the second time to see if it was better?
I don't know what I was doing, and I don't know why I went and seen it twice.
Sean, did you like that movie?
No, Steve, I hated that movie.
You saw it twice. That's a lot of money.
I watched it 3 times. I watched it on Disney Plus too, and I still fucking hate watching it. I hate watching it.
I don't think you do. I think you're just saying.
I think you like that movie.
You like it.
No,
you don't see a movie 3 times.
I know.
No.
The first time I watched,
you know why? Because I've only seen Doctor Strange once, still, and I like that movie.
The first time I seen it, I was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go see Eternals." Okay, cool. Then Zoe wanted to go see Eternals. I was like, "Oh, fuck, I ain't gonna see it again." So I go see it again. And then I watched. Then it was on Disney Plus. I think somebody was watching it. I don't know. It was just
Damn,
it
you
was
should take
playing.
like a Tylenol PM or a Benadryl before that second viewing.
Yeah, it was playing, and I was just like, I guess I'll watch it again. I don't know why. And I was just
I
like,
don't know. I'm with Steve. I think you actually liked it. And
no,
you're
I
just
actually
faking
hated
it.
it. And I still hate it.
You're lying.
I still hate it.
Thor is much better than that movie. So I'm just saying.
You've got an
if you-
Eternal shirt underneath
Agreed.
your Avengers
If
shirt.
you-
It is better than Eternals.
If
No,
you
to
didn't
me-
sit out Eternals, don't sit out Thor.
Yeah, I think Thor is a middle of the road MCU movie. That's where I rank it. I rank it in the middle. I don't think it was the worst.
It definitely falls down the bottom.
I don't think it was the best.
It didn't, but this movie in particular, for me, didn't really.
Didn't
I
it-
guess that might be spoilerish. I'll wait. on
Eternals
that.
works
I'll wait
better
on
than
that
the
point.
Calm app. Puts me right to sleep. Regular. Oh, that's hilarious.
Call that doesn't even work if you don't pay for it.
My Calm app is you just turn the TV and the light off. Go to bed.
All right, so we're getting into spoilers for Thor. Let's talk about the spoilers here. So, Steve, I agree with what you were saying about Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale did a good job, but didn't do a great job. Like I was anticipating.
a little.
I still don't care about how he looks. This still doesn't bother me.
A little, you son of a bitch. You just knew that he was going to turn, and he did not fucking turn. And I was waiting for the turn the whole time in this movie. I was like, oh, maybe a little was right. Maybe he'll fucking turn. No, the fuck he didn't. You know why he didn't turn? Because he's a fucking actor, and he wanted to be. He didn't want the CG.
I saw an article, and Taika said that they didn't.
I know.
That they didn't want it to be a
Bullshit
Voldemort
excuse, Steve. It's a bullshit excuse
thing. I'm like, yeah, but they didn't have that problem with Ebony Maw.
Yeah, right, but Ebony Maw was a secondary villain. He was
Ebony Maw had the same amount of screen time in all those movies that he was in that fucking Christian Bale did here.
I agree.
Just gonna say,
but he wasn't the focus. He wasn't the focus villain.
Man, fuck that, Alo. It's Christian Bale. He didn't. Yeah, you think Taika's gonna be like, oh yeah, Christian Bale didn't want to fucking put CG on? No, they ain't gonna say that shit. You know how Christian Bale is. We've heard him.
Yeah, well, Christian Bale's an asshole. We know.
So when Christian Bale was talking to the kids in the cage thing, and he was just like, it's just like all over the wee and hoo, and it's like all this shit. I was just like, I
didn't.
I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
That scene felt out of place. Like every other scene with Christian Bale was great.
Like the movie's already heightened. Every other scene is so heightened. Like it would be really nice to have Christian Bale just be this grounded fucking I'm gonna kill you all shit the whole time.
He would have been more menacing, Steve, if he had a fucking CG face. I'm sorry. If he looked like the comic book version, it would have been more.
I don't think it was about his look at all. I think what Steve said is right. Him talking to the kids. He looked menacing when he took the hood off and he was pale and he had the black mouth, the penguin drool hanging out of his mouth. I think it looked fine.
Well, people are terrified of, really white men in white robes carrying weapons into crowds. Just saying, that invokes all kinds of fear. For sure.
Clearly, god damn.
Oh man.
Shit.
If you made him like a monster, the shit would have been perfect. I just think.
Well, they couldn't though because of how this movie ends. Because then what are you gonna put that little girl in fucking?
Well, and that's the crazy thing here.
That was bullshit, a little. That was bullshit.
She's a new character. She's not even in the comics.
No, she's not. She's not. What's Thor's daughter?
Well, in the cartoon, it was Torrin in that one.
She's Torrin is also in the comic books too. She's in the comic books.
I can't remember. I know Thor does have. There's daughters of Thor and stuff like this.
There's a fucking
multiple times over. I don't mind it because I'm curious because she's actually the daughter of Eternity, so I'm very curious how they're going to use her.
Oh, it's Chris Hemsworth's daughter too.
I also like one of my biggest problems with the movie is that so in Ragnarok, Hela breaks Thor's hammer, and then we spend most of Infinity War with Thor trying to go fucking make a new weapon, and fucking Groot has to sacrifice his arm, and there's this whole shit with the fucking giant dwarf with no hands and all this crazy shit in the sky, and he's making 2 stars meet all that shit, and then Jane Foster walks up and she's like, I'm sick, and Mjolnir's like, back in the game, baby. Like,
well, but the thing is Mjolnir wasn't strong enough to defeat Thanos. He needed Stormbreaker. That's why he made Stormbreaker. He needed that weapon.
Fine.
That was explained in that. That's why they.
Fine, but it kind of just makes but now he doesn't have that. Now he's rolling back with Mjolnir, and
well, because that's his love.
I
love the love.
Oh, the love triangle between
Stormbreaker
between the three of them is great.
And Mjolnir was hilarious.
That was great.
With Stormbreaker floats I mean, I guess that's why I like
that. Shit was great.
Or he was talking about Zeus's lightning bolt. Look, it's so lightweight and it's so great. And fucking Stormbreaker just like fucking shakes the ship to one side. He's like,
so
oh,
upset.
shit.
Yeah.
That was great. It's like you know what's weird? It's like the shit that like the elements that were the best thing of this movie. Like the Mjolnir, the goats, fucking Stormbreaker were fucking great in this movie. Like they were hands down great. Like
dude, my favorite scene, the one that made me laugh the hardest, was when they were in space and they were like, there it is, the planet. And then there's like this wide shot and they're like going towards it and then they smash right into it because it's a really tiny planet.
And the ghost like, ah!
Dude, my theater, every time the goats fucking scream, we're going
those goats
crazy.
were amazing.
I was.
They scream a lot.
It got a little obnoxious, but they were hilarious. The one thing I think the reason why this movie got the highest sidekick for me is because I actually hated Russell Crowe as Zeus in this movie.
I thought Russell Crowe did great.
I thought
Russell Crowe did great.
Dude, I didn't need my kids asking me what the hell an orgy was.
Okay,
he dropped that 5 times.
I didn't
like,
go.
You can't be a part
of,
I'm like, shut up.
Me and my wife went. We didn't take the kids. Me and my wife went, and like I felt bad for all the parents because there was lots of parents, lots of kids, and I'm just like, they keep saying orgy. Like this is not good.
It was a little weird.
It's weird.
Well, not only that, but like
made me uncomfortable.
Even in the trailers, there's all these kids in the theater, and like they played the Bullet Train trailer, and then fucking Brad Pitt's like, "Hey, lady, eat a bag of dicks," and then it just cuts to black, and I'm like, "Oh no, like this is so awkward."
I mean, even with the Star-Lord talk about feeling shitty, and then he's like, "Jane, I want to feel shitty about something." I'm like, I'm not a prude.
That shit was stupid though.
It's kind of dumb, and like, why do we even need to go there? And then, again, I think the thing that threw me off was the orgy thing. I was like, I don't know why.
What I loved was when he got.
And then when he pranced.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
I was like, what the hell?
But there's just so many gods, and I was kind of confused because he's like, every god has to look after their own people, and I'm like, yeah, but aren't you guys all like gods? But then like nobody believes in Zeus anymore as a god. It's just like this mythical thing. So of course he doesn't have to worry about that. But like when Thanos snapped, it half of those motherfuckers does too. Like. This omnipotent city full of gods that can do all kinds of shit that Thor knew about this whole time that never once thought of like, man, this motherfucker Thanos, I can go. There's a city in space. He'll wrangle us up some gods.
No, but I think the thing is Thor thought he could handle Thanos, and Thor even in Infinity War and Endgame, that's why he went to go make the weapon because he felt guilty. He didn't, that he didn't take him out before. He killed all the Asgardians on the ship. So again, it's all about Thor's hubris for most of it. I mean, even in this movie, every time he was fighting those aliens, he destroyed their entire fucking temple. He didn't give a shit.
That was a pretty cool scene. I liked when he did the Van Damme splits. That was. Nice.
But that's the whole thing with Thor. He's it's going to be eventually like he's got to learn from it. It's going to take a lot because he's 1,500 years old and he doesn't care.
There was more where I just didn't take him seriously, man. It's just like
it's kind of the party Thor and What If.
Thor, like Ragnarok was like it had like a balance. Like Thor was like funny, but like when he was fighting Hela and he got his fucking eye taken out, I mean, he was like doing some badass shit too. He wasn't just jokey all the time. And in this one, he was kind of like what they did to Luther in Umbrella Academy season 3. Like he was just this big doofus. Like he's just Jane, and like he made his little fucking feathers bigger, and it's just like, oh, I get it. It's just like he was just he was like too silly.
Yeah,
like they just dialed it up too much.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think
like he was like mad depressed in Endgame.
I like
mad depressed.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean,
You can't boomerang your fucking villains like that.
It was
Well, it was a different
very,
writer
very
and director. You saw what the Russos did with Thor.
Yeah, it's
and
very
what Taika did. Taika likes to go like really jovial and hype the comedy.
Yeah, I mean, Steve, we watched. I mean, flag. Here's our flags, and then
our flag means death. Love that.
Yeah, what we do in the shadows. You know what I mean? Like that's Taika, man. Like it's not.
I'm really curious what he's gonna do in a Star Wars movie.
I know. I don't even know, but
I mean,
it'll be all about droids.
Might be. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but he did good with his Mandalorian episodes that he directed.
He did do a good job.
So I mean, he can tone it down if he wants, but like I think because you can see even with the Doctor Strange movie, right? Like Kevin Feige has even said like a lot of these, he's trying to get a little bit more established actors to kind of let them directors and let them do their thing. And I think Ragnarok hit so well. He's like, just do your thing. He's like, I'm not going to oversee it. I'm not going to, dictate, you just do these few things that we need to get done for any kind of bigger picture, whatever you need to drop for whatever's next, drop it.
I didn't feel like this movie had anything next.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't think there is. Well, I mean, Hercules was brought in.
Whoopee.
Well, Hercules is a pretty big deal in the comics. I mean, he's everywhere. He's been around forever. He's an Avenger. I mean, and he looked awesome. Straight costume out of the comics. I mean,
I don't know. I had a hard time because my screen was very dark. It was very hard for me to see this movie. It was just like everything was so dark. And in the post-credit scenes, the fucking lights are up. So it's like you can barely see anything. So I mean, I guess he kind of looked like the comics.
He looked exactly like the comics. I mean,
yeah, he did. I mean, he did. He definitely did.
Yeah,
I like the actor. He's good in
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. So I mean, he's definitely a good character in Ted Lasso.
And he got big for it. He got big. I mean, he was like a soccer player. So he kind of was buff. I mean, he got bigger here too.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I like that, and I think he's got those chops in Ted Lasso. The few episodes I've watched, I haven't finished it yet, but like he's kind of an ass.
Yeah.
And Hercules is like that in the. I mean, he's more of a dick version of Thor, and I think we're gonna see a good balance here. I mean, and he's able to go toe to toe, fighting the Hulk, fighting Thor. I mean, he fights those dudes, and he wants to kill them, and he doesn't hold back.
I feel like they're still missing that opportunity to bring in Beta Ray Bill, man. Like they're really, really missing that opportunity. It's like, when are we gonna get him? Like, I mean, this was the opportunity to kind of put him in place. And they didn't do it at all. I'm just like, man, like, what the fuck? Like, why are we missing these characters from this? Like, they're fucking huge characters. Like, people want to see these characters. Like, I don't know. I think Beta Ray Bill is an opportunity that was missed. And I think Taika would probably take a really good crack at Beta Ray Bill. I just don't think that they...
I don't know. Because to me, Beta Ray Bill is a more serious story, right? And I think... it's a very similar story to Gore. Beta Ray Bill is one of the last of his of his people, right? And it's a very similar thing. And he gets Mjolnir, and then he gets his own Mjolnir, from Odin. So they're already kind of telling the story with Gore and the Necro Sword and Jane with Mjolnir. So I don't know where Beta Ray Bill would have fit. It would have been more than repeating itself, because these are both about the weapons that are, basically cursing them, right? The Necro Sword is cursing Gore to do this and has turned him into this shadow demon. Mjolnir, in a way, as much as it's given Jane powers, it's a curse to her, because the more she uses it, the more the cancer grows, because her body can't fight off the cancer, just like in the comics. So they went with that story. I'm actually fine with that. And I think Beta Ray Bill can come in at any point.
They should have made Beta Ray kill one of them little kids, because there was alien kids in there. And then he could have teamed up with Thor at the end, a little Beta Ray Bill.
Have Beta Ray as one of those kids, yeah.
Running around with Stormbreaker.
How'd you feel about that scene with the kids?
I thought it was cheesy, but like it was actually filmed really well. Like it looked pretty good. Like when that one little kid stood up with the rabbit and was like,
I,
ah,
I actually thought it was awesome.
It was
I actually really
great.
enjoyed it. I
It
actually
was
really
so
enjoyed
funny, man. I
it
thought
was
you guys were
cheesy,
gonna.
but it was like
I thought you
it
guys
was
were
like
gonna hate
awesome.
that scene. I
No,
thought
I
you guys
actually
were
really
gonna
enjoyed the
hate that
kids. I was like, oh, this is fun.
I actually
this
I
shit-
really liked Axel. I liked that they brought that character in here, and I like that we got Idris at the end. I like that whole kind of connection.
hate Idris Alba's fucking fake dreads. I hate that shit. Can we just stop using this at this point? Like, just
He's in Valhalla, man. Just let him be in Valhalla.
I don't give a shit. It looks terrible. Please stop using it.
He always wore the helmet. Oh no, I guess he didn't always wear the helmet. He had dreads and
Yeah, that shit looks so stupid. I hate it so badly. Ugh.
I'm sorry. I mean,
they only showed him twice.
I know. Like,
I
not even.
know.
Boom, and that was
Really
it.
fast.
I hated it in Ragnarok too. I was like, oh god, why?
But he was barely in that too, so it's not like
He was in it.
he was in there very much. I mean, I get it, but I really thought you guys were gonna hate that, but I liked them.
I didn't know that Thor had the power to.
Well, Thor has
give
the power
everybody
of
the
Odin
power of
now,
Thor.
just like Odin had the power to give whoever wields his hammer. He does have that power.
You mean you could have gave this
He has
fucking
the
power to
Odin
everybody else, and you fucking selfishly did not want to give it to anyone when we
'Cause he's-
needed it?
He's a selfish god. He's always been, and all the gods kind of are selfish. We see this here.
Yeah, I don't know. They could have gave that shit to fucking a couple people in fucking Endgame.
They had a
easily.
god of carpentry. Well, I mean,
They had that one little what was it, like the Japanese
the bow. Yeah.
the little dumpling. That was pretty good. I like that.
That was cute.
That's pretty funny. So many random gods. There's like a head sitting on feet. I was like, I want to spend more time here seeing what the fuck is going on here.
Yeah, everybody's got a freeze frame.
And then another shot for the kids.
Thor's
they get Thor naked, and then all the women faint due to the mere sight of his penis.
Of his junk. I know, yeah. Now that I have teenage daughters, I'm like, that's great. I don't want that. I don't need that.
Yeah.
But
for the kids.
It is what it is. Yeah. And Valkyrie just sitting there like this, like, oh, all right, Jane, would you like a grape? We're not gonna jump in yet. We're gonna watch this. I'm like,
I liked when they talked about it in the ship later, and Korg was like, it was beautiful.
Korg's little face.
Korg. The characters that were CG were fucking great in this fucking movie. I don't know why, but they were fucking great. I did get tired of Korg at some point, but then again, it's like when Steve said something just now, like when he said it in Korg, he's like, "Sis, I forgot what you said," but it was actually fucking funny.
They scream a lot.
It was like little shit that he says was really funny too. So I'm like, I like Korg. It was just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Could have been a hero, but it's
Jane Foster too. She's like dying. She's like, "Oh, no, your kid's not gonna be alone. You got this, right? Peace." Thor's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I've got to now watch a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be interesting where they take her. I mean, is she going to be a Thor type character for a young Avengers team?
Oh, they'll time jump and then make her older.
or based. I mean, because she is the daughter of eternity. I mean, that Korg drops that line at the end. Like that's, and she's got superpowers because she's got, almost she's almost cosmic. So there is a story in the comics where people get these random cosmic powers, and I wonder if they're going to go in that turn with her. I don't know.
Again, this is the thing of the MCU is where the fuck are we going with this whole thing? Is Kang the big villain? Is Doctor Doom the big villain? Who the hell is the big villain of this fucking phase? It's like, give me a villain already, and so we'll know that there's all this will come into play. Stop saying that, oh, we're going to get it this movie. Oh, we're going to get this movie. We haven't gotten shit in any of these movies.
Well, we know Kang is in Quantumania.
But
he's in Quantumania. He is.
But is Kang the big bad in this, or will he die in Quantumania?
I don't know. Are they going the timeless route? Are they going?
I don't know a little, but we don't know shit. Like at least we knew Thanos was coming. Like we did. We don't know if Kang is going to be here or be gone next week. We don't know because they're not drawing out the villain. And I get it. You don't have to follow the playbook that you already played. You did already. I get it. But Easter eggs. Give us the fact that the multiverse is going in this direction.
But they are giving us the fact that the multiverse is going all over the place.
But they didn't give us in Thor at all.
No, they didn't give us in Thor.
And Thor is a fucking staple of the fucking MCU. Like the phase, he is a part of the phase. Why did you not give us something? Something. You gave us nothing. Doctor Strange really didn't give a shit either.
Well, I mean, they gave us
multiverse stuff.
They did give multiverse stuff, but
they gave us great multiverse stuff.
Thor gave us a lot with the gods, though, because I mean, you see,
there's no Kang thing going, and even in Doctor Strange, there was no Kang thing. Right, there was no signs. There's no signs. You know what I'm saying? Like we had signs,
but the sign was the incursions, and that is part of what they've talked about with Loki and Kang and everything. It's all that. It's the incursions and how we're getting there. And now that the incursions have happened,
I just want to know who at the end, like, I'm assuming we're not even going to get an Avengers movie. So it's like, I guess that's dropped. So what is all this going to lead up to at the end of the day? Are we going to get a big movie, or are we just not going in this direction anymore?
You know,
I don't know after all these movies, after Shang-Chi, after No Way Home, after I'm not even including like Loki in them, but I mean I can. But after Black Widow, I don't even want to count it. After Doctor Strange and after
Spider-Man,
after I get
what you're saying, Sean, but I don't know. But you got to look at it two ways, right? 2008 to 2018 is when we got the finale. It was 10 years. You're asking for the finale right now, and it's been technically a year and a half, right?
We gotta wait 10 fucking years, and you're giving us, mind you, Lou.
They're peppering out. They're introducing a whole.
They're peppering a lot of fucking shit.
They are because they're making it grander.
In the last 3 years, they've peppered a lot of shit in 10 years that they didn't do. So
you can't count the lab because of COVID. Everything got delayed and moved and shifted.
But look, COVID
since WandaVision,
COVID exists in our world, not the MCU. All right,
right. But they didn't release movies in the theater at that point because of the real world.
But we're getting, and we're still stop giving you got to stop this.
No, I'm not going to stop this because I'm not.
No, this is not what it is.
You can't get everything done in 1 year.
Wait, all I'm asking for at this point is like, yo, give me the sprinkle. Give me something that with this at the end of the day, we know it's going to build into something. At this point, we only know, okay, there's an incursion. There's Kang somewhere in here. We may get him. We're going to get him in Quantumanium, but we haven't really gotten him anywhere else. And there's different versions.
You got Kang in Loki. You got your Pepper there. You got the timeline in the Loki series. There has been Pepper
of what
with the incursion and with Loki. Like
incursion, that was incursion in Doctor Strange. Was somebody mentioned incursion and that was it?
They talked about it twice. Clea talked about it that he caused one. He was in a world that was being destroyed because of an incursion. Reed Richards said, "You're causing an incursion by being here, and this is what happens." Kang dropped that kind of line in Loki, talking about when the timelines break into each other, what happens. We've got that's the story being set up. They're bringing in other characters here to bridge in that gap. Again, you want everything to be done because you saw the end game. You saw where it went.
Yeah.
Iron Man 1 didn't talk about any Infinity Stones. Talked about bringing the Avengers in. That was that. Iron Man 2 did not talk about any Infinity Stones. That happened after. Incredible Hulk did not talk about any Infinity Stones. It was until 2012 when we got the Tesseract and figured out it was possibly an Infinity Stone. We got Thanos. So that's 4 years from 08 to 2012 before we actually knew that it was getting to Thanos. You're not even giving it enough time. They're still developing and bringing in the playbook.
So we got to give it another 10 years till we get to something else again?
That's the game that they've been playing here. This is why you fell in love with it, because they put you on a 10-year journey. No. Now you want that 10-year journey today.
I don't want the 10-year journey today. I want you to get. I'm not asking for the 10-year journey today. I'm asking for you to start trickling it in.
That will.
No, I don't even know who the fuck the Avengers are at this point. There's no fucking Avengers at this point.
Exactly. They have to rebuild the Avengers.
Oh God, we're getting fucking. Oh God.
You have to rebuild the Avengers. You have to rebuild these teams. They're gonna give you the Thunderbolts. They're gonna give you all these things.
Where are you at?
You're going to get all this stuff. You've got to give it time. They can't give it to you all at once.
Steve, how do you feel?
I think Alil's very passionate and makes some very good points. I think you make valid points too, but I think you're being a little
rushy,
quick draw.
Okay.
I do think that you're right, although there was not a Thanos drop until the end credit scene for Avengers. So that was that. But we kind of knew we were going to get to Avengers with the first Iron Man. So we had that to look forward to. I mean, I knew, like, I remember talking to my friend Chris when it was like Captain America was coming out and Thor was coming out, and I was like, oh, this shit is gonna connect and they're all gonna come together and make another fucking movie. It's gonna be great. Right. And like there was a general excitement years before Avengers. Years before Avengers.
Agree.
So there is probably about right now or earlier, if we were starting the MCU after Endgame. Right, so whatever the first project is, that came
we knew we were getting to Avengers.
But right now we don't know what we're getting to. So I get what Sean's saying. Like it's, but at the same time, like they are just kind of showing other stories that this wasn't a Thor movie to build up a whole universe. This was just a Thor adventure. So it's like a different kind of movie, I guess.
Well, I think that's part of it's the balance they have to make, right? Because how many times can you keep escalating? Because they've already, Endgame, Thanos already took out half the world. It's probably another reason why they're bringing in gods and multiverses, because you've got to now develop an even bigger destruction for these heroes.
Galactus will come and he will eat your whole planet, not snap and wipe out half of it. He'll eat the whole thing.
But Thanos snapped and wiped out half the universe. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like we already got half a universe. So I even think if Galactus comes, it's not even going to be that big of a deal because other planets won't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy will get involved because it's Peter Quill's home. But like, if Peter Quill is not part of the Guardians after Guardians 3, like Guardians might not even give a shit, right? Because it's like, oh, it's just Earth. Who cares? And I think that's the reason why they're bringing in gods, multiverses, and everything, because they're going to need, and this is why I think the end game is Secret Wars, because Secret Wars is about the incursions, the entire multiverse collapsing into itself.
Are we getting Secret Wars? Has that been?
It's never been announced. Nothing's been announced.
But Comic-Con is
right now. We got Comic-Con in 2 weeks, and we got D23 in August. So I think we're going to get more. And Kevin Feige's even said, "You're going to figure out where some of this is going." I don't think they're going to tell you, just like they didn't tell you at this, that it's going to be Endgame. I mean, they even played loose and fast with that title for how long?
Right.
I think we'll get to a place where we know the direction. Because I don't even know if Kang is the big bad. I don't even know if it's Doom is the big bad.
Nobody knows. That's the thing.
Or it could be a combination of both. Because if you look at like the events in Timeless that's happening right now in the comics, like they're going through a bunch of different things. I think it's going to be taking bits and pieces. I mean, Civil War was a big deal in the comics for a while, right? And they even did a Civil War 2. There's a chance that they could do a Civil War 2 here where they have two different opposing groups But it could be just like in that one, it was Captain Marvel and Iron Man. Well, Iron Man's gone. Maybe it's Captain Marvel versus Thor or Hulk or somebody else here because they're
that would be
opposing
cool if it
different
was
things.
like, even if it was like, let's just say Captain Marvel, it was just like Captain Marvel Civil War 2. Like that would be kind of like a sweet, like, oh man, I could kind of dig that.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
maybe that's the third Captain Marvel movie, right? Captain Marvel Civil War 2, but it's the third Captain Marvel because we got the Marvels. It's not really Captain Marvel 2. It's just called the Marvels right now. Where I think they're gonna introduce the Blue Marvel. But again, it's bringing in more and more characters because we have to have this big. They know they have to top themselves, but they have to try to tone it. They have to try to bring it back down.
The problem is, like, so far they have not topped anything that happened before
they're trying.
Endgame.
I think they're trying. Again, they're trying to play loose. They're giving us small. You said Thor. This Thor was a Thor.
I keep forgetting about Spider-Man. Spider-Man was really good. I can't say they didn't top because I like Spider-Man No Way Home more than a lot of Phase 1, Phase 2.
Yeah,
movies.
and that brought in the multiverse that dealt with that kind of stuff. Again, it's a multiverse thing, and when you're bringing in all these characters, I do think it's going to be a way to be able to reboot other characters. It's going to be a way because just like they did in technically the 616, where now Miles is in the 616 with Peter, they were separate universes. So I don't know.
So my question to both
is Brie Larson still Captain Marvel? Yes, Brie Larson is still
unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So my question to both of you at this point in the game.
I missed this part. Some men fainted as well when Thor was I mean, hey. Impressive. Go ahead. Sorry, Sean, was your question.
So at this point in both of you, who is your strongest right now character in the MCU right now?
I think it's Spider-Man. And I think they made it Spider-Man. There's a reason why Kevin Feige fought for Spider-Man to stay. Removing Spider-Man. You mean it's like standalone character or physical?
I mean, Spider-Man's tops, but like let's take Spider-Man out of the equation, right?
Right. Well,
Spider-Man is tops. There's no other character that comes close to.
I don't. Spider-Man. We don't really know if he.
But that's the thing. We don't have. Right now, technically, we have the leader is Sam Wilson. If they're going to bring a team together, he's going to be the one to lead, because right now he's the only one with those leadership qualities, and Cap passing that shield down is going to give him respect with the others. But the problem is we've got a whole detached organization, right? There's no Avengers anymore. Nobody's living in an Avengers campus building. Nobody's doing that anymore. Everybody's on their own. And so this is
Rhodey's still a part of it too. So Rhodey could team up with Sam.
Right, but Rhodey was never an Avenger, right? He worked for the military. He did his own thing. They brought him in. I'm just saying, like,
he could become one now.
He could be, and maybe we'll get that with Secret Invasion, because we got Secret Invasion coming.
We got Armor Wars.
What the Skrulls are happening, and we got Armor Wars too.
You guys don't even answer my question. The question was,
who's the top character? Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, it has to be Spider-Man right now in the MCU. Apart from that, Charlie Cox's Daredevil. So good.
I haven't even seen him yet.
I mean,
he was in Spider-Man. He's part of it.
If you're looking at what we got in Phase 4, I mean, it's probably, Shang-Chi had the best movie outside of Spider-Man. Doctor Strange is probably the main focal point. He's probably the one who will have to gather everyone if something big happens. It's probably why he went out with Clea.
Yeah, but when the fuck are we going to get another fucking Doctor Strange movie?
But we're not going to get another Doctor Strange movie. I think Doctor Strange will be popping in other movies.
Like he's been doing since the Doctor Strange movie.
Right. I mean, even Iron Man did that after Iron Man. Like, Iron Man popped into, after it was Iron Man 3, then he popped into the Hulk. He popped into Civil War. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just hoping at some point
he didn't pop in.
I know, it's bigger than a pop in, but I mean, if you look at his minutes, he had a big role, but like he wasn't in it as much. The focal point wasn't him.
What were you saying, Sean?
I just hope at some point it all comes together. it just all comes together, and we're all not. I'm not having this like, moment. Like this has to come together.
It's either going to come together in a big event, or it's the MCU is done the way we've have consumed it, and they're going to then have to pivot and change.
Which is the X-Men.
Possibly they just go down the mutant road.
Do you think?
But that's the thing, Sean. Like, there's a lot of things to introduce here with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and if they're going big picture, world, galaxy, multiverse destroying, then they're going Shi'ar, they're going Phoenix, all these things have to happen. And you got to get time to build it in.
Definitely, I think at this point, I think Fantastic Four and X-Men will be in the same universe within that. Well, they're all MCU, but I think we'll be talking about their storylines.
They'll be opposing these current Avengers in a Secret Wars type battle.
Do you think X-Men will end up becoming more standalone movies over time, like Storm, Gambit, Wolverine?
Well, there's already rumors that they're looking at a Gambit movie. There's been casting put out there for a Gambit solo, either series or movie. So,
well, no, I'm just curious. Do you think that they'll just go that route instead of telling the MCU characters? We'll just really kind of go all X-Men, and because I don't think a series. I think a movie needs to be told with them. But then again, you can actually form that together to become the X-Men. So you could always do that as well. I mean, there's so many things.
I think there's certain
characters to like at least 5-6 years down the line.
I mean, I guess we'll have to hear it next. Was it next week or 2 weeks from now? I can't even remember.
I don't even know.
See, that would be cool if they did like a Disney Plus series, right? And every episode was dedicated to one X-Men. Make them like an hour and a half long each episode, so you get like their backstory. And then once that all wraps up, do you think bring out the X-Men movie where they're all together?
No,
Marvel Spotlight on the X-Men.
They're not going to do that.
Or we just call it Marvel Spotlight.
I'm not saying they're going to do that. I said that would be cool.
I think Wolverine by itself is a standalone movie. I think.
You know what? To me, it depends on who they cast.
Yeah.
If they cast Edgerton, he gets a movie because he's been in movies. He's led movies with Kingsman and whatever else.
Also, Wolverine really kind of does lead everything in, to be honest.
But I think Wolverine as a solo story would be awesome. As a solo series would be awesome as well. It gets 6 1-hour episodes of Wolverine, like as Patch. They fucking Madripoor just being a badass. I know they're not
going to do that because the money that Wolverine will bring in, they're not going to waste that shit on Disney Plus.
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
Wolverine alone is probably $1 million.
I'm not joking. Like if they just say, they don't even have to show pictures. They just say, "Yep, he's in the suit." Like then you've already sold a ticket here.
Of course,
right? But if they get
Wolverine alone is like Batman. Fucking.
But if you get a Wolverine, let's just hypothetically say like a Wolverine Origins type. Not saying Wolverine Origins. But if you get him outside of the X-Men and then you get a Wolverine movie with the X-Men,
put his ass in Alpha Flight and have the big finale be be his fight with the Hulk.
Well, Steve, this is
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You could do a solo series where you introduce Alpha Flight.
But see, this is the thing.
And then it'll be awesome. I'll start pulling out my Alpha Flight.
You just do a movie. You don't need a series.
This is my thing. Look a little trying to make money already. Listen.
Always trying to flip. I'm gonna flip this book now.
This is my thing though. Is that
what now? Who wants this book?
Wolverine is so old that remember he's so old that he could transition the X-Men throughout the years, and like because he's been through so much shit that you can just tell his story alone. And that is just kind of forming the X-Men.
That's what I'm telling you, Sean. Look, so here, look at this. So if you have a Wolverine solo series, okay,
they're not going to waste the money on it. They're not going to waste the money on it.
I beg to differ because getting everyone's $10 a month and getting another 100,000 subscribers at $10 a month is probably going to be more over the year than they would at $1 billion for the box office. You're getting that money continuously.
I'm listening to you, and I hear you.
Why do you think everyone's going for these streaming dollars? Everyone's fighting for this streaming stuff because it's the streaming service and the streaming wars are big money.
But
listen,
but
Sean, I get what you're saying. So listen,
but you gave me a fucking Thor movie and a Doctor Strange movie. You don't give me a Wolverine movie? You gonna put him on Disney Plus?
That doesn't mean they're not going to give you a Wolverine movie. I'm saying you get a patch movie, a patch series, or you get a Logan series where you get, like Steve brought up. I like the idea of Alpha Flight, and then imagine Hulk solo movie, Hulk versus, where you get Hulk fighting the Wendigo. You get Mark Ruffalo going back to Rage Hulk. And guess who's in the woods in Canada and he's got to fight with? And that's his movie and his first look in the costume.
Not gonna do it. It's not.
We're not saying they're gonna do it. We're just saying that would be cool.
What if?
Yeah, that's but y'all's hypothetical is y'all's hypothetical. My hypothetical is like, no, fuck no, they're not gonna do that shit because they're not gonna waste fucking Disney Plus on fucking Wolverine. I'm sorry, it's just not. There's just no reason. Like, you can waste that money on Moon Knight and fucking Miss Marvel, but you is not wasting your money on your fucking prize horse and your prize stallion is fucking Wolverine in the movie.
Well, at this point, you're right, because there's no Iron Man. There's no Iron Man anymore. There's no Captain America anymore.
Right.
There is a Captain America because he's getting his 4th movie. They just announced the director. Yeah. They got the director and everything. So Sam is getting his movie.
But Sam Wilson.
They better fix that suit.
Sam Wilson is no Steve Rogers.
And he is no Logan.
I get that, and you're right, Sean. You are right. Like if we're going tentpole, especially if you look at Marvel as a whole, like throughout the years, right? It's Spider-Man,
right,
and it's Wolverine. Like it's always been those two have been the biggest, especially in the '90s. Yes. And in the beginning of the '90s, it might have even shifted for a little bit. Wolverine might have taken over Spider-Man for a period of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at that moment, there was that divide. But it's always those two are the biggest Marvel characters by themselves throughout Marvel's history.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand. What I'm saying is I think you can also do both. There's a way to do both. I'm not smart enough. I think there is a way to do both because there's a way to maximize this storytelling because they're just like you said. Wolverine's so damn old, and there's so many stories with him, and it's a reason why the comic speculators are speculating on those solo series of Patch and stuff, because Wolverine spent time by himself in Japan. Wolverine spent time by himself in Madripoor. Wolverine has such a rich history by himself, but also such a rich history with the X-Men that if you do a 6-part solo, and then all of a sudden you bring him into the movie, you might be bringing in even more money to that box office because now you've wet the beak of everyone.
If it's a good show.
If it's a good show. Plus, you've brought in...
If it's not a good show, then you shit the bed.
Oh, you're right.
Exactly.
I mean, you're right.
Why would you waste your fucking money on a Disney Plus fucking movie when Disney know goddamn well they're going to flush all... You have to think, if you're going to give me Wolverine first... before even the X-Men, we is not wasting that money on a goddamn Disney Plus movie.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, where do they go?
Money. So listen,
do they go original X-Men lineup? Do they go giant size X-Men?
Yeah,
lineup?
Sean. Maybe they do both. Maybe they do X-Men, but Wolverine's not in the X-Men, and you have Wolverine kind of going on the side. And at the end of the first X-Men movie, fucking the door opens up and fucking Wolverine walks in and shit, and it's like. Oh shit! And then Wolverine now is a part of the team in X-Men 2. But it's not like you were without Wolverine. You could have a whole nother Wolverine thing going on while the X-Men thing is going on.
It could be a movie. It could be a series.
Knowing for a fact that at some point this is gonna happen.
And then it's called Giant Size X-Men, the movie.
Not going to be called that.
It's going to be called the Uncanny X-Men.
Of course, there's no fucking way. If they don't go Uncanny, it's like what?
What's even the point? Like, you better not call it fucking X-Men again. Don't you put that Bryan Singer shit on this.
Yeah,
You
I
better-
think a little they're going all uncanny, and it's just like
I
I want the yellow and the blue. I want the patches and the straps. I want all that shit.
yeah.
I get it. There's a bunch, and I think that's why like the rumors now are the casting for Gambit, right? So if Gambit does get a Disney Plus series, then it makes sense what they're gonna do. They're gonna introduce some of the secondary X-Men characters before you get the big blowout.
Shit, man, I get what y'all saying, but it's so because of where we're at and where it would go.
But it's weird too, Sean. And I'm not saying in a bad way, but like
I can see like
complaining
Jubilee as a Disney Plus movie, as a Disney Plus series. Jubilee is the easy character to just give
right,
her.
and I think she'll get a Disney Plus series. I think that's what I'm saying. Like they'll do a lot of these characters Disney Plus style.
Yeah, I don't. But see, this is you have your main roster, which you're not going to get Disney Plus. You're not going to get fucking Scott and fucking Jean as a fucking Disney.
No,
Plus.
because Scott and Jean makes sense to be in the main X-Men movie, to be that being their origin, meeting Professor Xavier.
Right, Storm. I don't think so. I just don't.
We need a Forge movie. No, Forge will be a Disney Plus.
No, of course.
Movie.
Like Bishop, even Bishop will be like a Disney Plus fucking show. Like it's not.
Bishop traveling through time.
There's just the roster. You're not gonna. You're Beast.
Bishop
Wolverine,
traveling through the multiverse.
Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey.
Well, but Storm wasn't a part of the original. So I can see Storm getting her own thing.
See, they might throw fucking Angel and Iceman in that thing and just have it like. And Beast is just a big dude with fucking no hair.
And I can see the X-Men building up to having Apocalypse as their main villain. Or Mr. Actually, you know what?
Sinister.
Mr. Sinister.
I'm going to go Mr. Sinister here because we've gotten the Magneto, and maybe Magneto's in there
first.
But I think.
Well, I don't.
Magneto's first.
I think it's got to be Magneto.
Of course,
it's hard. It's hard to not, even though they've already done Magneto twice. It's just hard not to with Charles.
I agree.
It's just
and then you can have him just be this lingering villain like Loki was. Going forward, you know,
he's not dead. He comes back. You don't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's trapped or whatever. He goes to wherever the fuck he goes. It's just the battle's end.
It is a tough one, but look, you can definitely do New Mutants as a fucking Disney Plus show because it's just great. It would just work.
I think New Mutants would be a perfect type of Disney Plus show, even if you do like a young cast.
Yeah.
I don't want to say go CW with it, but go a young cast that you bring in a younger audience, right?
Yeah, of course.
So what about Deadpool's part of the MCU? So
Deadpool's
not really an X-Men either. I mean, he's not like
the same. But X-Men was a big part of the two Deadpool movies, not the core team. You know, they did show up for a brief second in Deadpool 2, but I'm saying Colossus was there both movies the whole fucking time. Negasonic was there. I mean, she's basically just a character from the.
No! Deadpool's getting incursioned or fucking multiverse in any fucking way possible. That he just falls into the MCU.
Well, if there
explanation.
But before he falls into the MCU, he needs to fall into a Hugh Jackman Wolverine flick and have a scene, and then get sucked right out of there.
Yeah.
James,
I agree with you. I think there's a good chance Wakanda Forever or even a Black Panther 3 is where we would get Storm introduced. I think Storm in that, but it's also sad that because Storm and Black Panther were together. That's
maybe they'll have another Black Panther by then.
X-Force show on Disney Plus. X-Force might be a good thing, or they just picked up that X Factor book, do it as an X Factor. Who knows? Because
X-Force is who? Cable?
Yeah,
it's the Cable.
Cable's too big of a character to give him a Disney Plus show.
But they have X-Force. They had other characters in before Cable got in. And Cable didn't get into X-Force until X-Force 86. Yeah.
But you also got to realize something. They got to make money a little. They got to make movie money. So Disney Plus money is cool, but movie money is better.
I'm telling you right now, if you look at some of the money,
I know.
Disney Plus money is
they're trying
good, especially.
They're trying to
Especially now,
bring
though.
movies though.
Especially now, well, they are, because now it's a multifaceted approach. Just like, I mean, look at how big Netflix is, right? Like Netflix is making money, and same Amazon.
Are they
Amazon,
though? I thought he was losing money.
they're not losing money. They lost subscribers and all that bullshit. They're still making their money. Trust me. It's multifaceted, right? If I'm gonna put a few things on Disney Plus, but I'm gonna also have this $1 billion movie, I'm getting all these subscribers that are paying me every month. You're paying the cost of a movie ticket a month for Disney Plus, right? Now, if I get 100 million people to do this, 200 million people to do this, 300 million people to do this, there's 7 billion people on the planet, right? So you need to keep up in that game. And now you're getting that money no matter what. So if your movie flops,
How many subscribers do you think Disney Plus has right now?
I think last I read was like 100 million.
Times 10.
Yeah,
a month.
Every month. That's what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying that Disney Plus is a big deal. All these subscribing things, that's why do you think everyone's gone to that route? Because that is consistent cash flow that's coming in. That's money you're not splitting with the movie theaters. You're not worried about how much marketing money now you're putting on this, because guess what? Everybody's paying for it already. And they're paying it every month. So there's big money there, and that's why you're able to put tentpole potential there every now and then. I'm not saying you're going to do it every time. Sean's probably right. I doubt a Wolverine series happens, but there are series around it to build, and I think that's one of the ways we go, or they go with this.
I can see us getting an Excalibur show or some shit like that. Like Excalibur is a.
I don't think Excalibur. I think Alpha Flight,
Marauders, and then that storm would, from the movies could lead the Marauders in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of different interchangeable things, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Sean, I know you're like talking about like, where the hell are we going? And the reason why I think you feel that way is because of Disney Plus and the theaters pumped out a lot in less than 2 years, right? We got a lot of content.
Yeah. And
it hasn't been focused. But if you look at the first 2 years of the MCU, we got 3 movies. No, 3 movies in 3 years. And then it was a year Thor and a year Captain. I mean, like, it was 4 years where we got 5 movies. But this year and a year and a half, we got a lot. So they've upped the game. And the focus isn't there because they're pumping out so much more. Because they're trying to give us and build these characters up in this stable for us. Because it was a small group. It was smaller. And now we've got tons of stuff to go. Now we got tons of characters. I mean, we've got, in the last 2 movies, we got 2 new characters brought in at the end credit scenes.
I know. I just wish, like, Cap and Iron Man and some others could be rolling around with this shit,
Well, and that's why I think there's a potential for Secret Wars to happen. And the Secret Wars is not exactly like the new Secret Wars from 2015 in the comic series, where it is about incursions and stuff, but a combination where we get the Beyonder, where we get this thing, and then they're able to. It's probably a reason why you show Jane in Valhalla, because Jane comes back in the comics and she becomes
I don't
the
understand
Valkyrie.
why they even showed that. Why did they show that?
Because she did die in the comics as well and came back. Odin brought her back to life and made her a Valkyrie because it was causing a rift in Valhalla because she's a human. Not really supposed to be there, but she was there because she died in battle with Mjolnir as the mighty Thor.
They're not going to use that.
I doubt she's going to come back, or if she does, it'll be like a one-off, like I said, like with Secret Wars, where you can bring a big party one-off and give us another one.
That Secret Wars movie is going to have to be like 6 hours long. You're going to add all that shit plus action. That's going to be a long movie.
Well, I think that's part of the reason why you develop a lot of these other characters. So there's not a lot of character development. It's just boom, 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 and you've got a 3-hour just big fight sequence. Scarlet Witch could be a villain in the X-Men too. She could be the villain, a villain there. But I think her villain turn is gone. I think some of that might be changed. I could see again, and that's the other thing too. We got Blade and all these other freaking other heroes, this other side, this dark universe of Marvel with Black Knight and the Ebony Sword, Blade, potentially Ghost Rider. I mean, you've got a lot where you're going here. I mean, we're going to get Werewolf by Night for Halloween. And how does that tie in? How does the werewolf tie in? You know, or are they going to start bringing in that kind of stuff more spiritual? I mean, that Darkhold was part of Werewolf by Night.
So much shit, dude.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's a lot too much. It may be too much of a lot.
I'm never going to complain about too much.
I'm not complaining about it. It's just like I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to vote, and I don't know where.
They gave us Endgame and Infinity War. After they paid us off for 10 years of love and involvement, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to put this together in some way. But they can't. I don't think they can. I don't think they want to play their hand and show their hand of where they're going to go right now. I think it's great to build up.
And for us, it's fine. But for a regular audience,
the regular audience is still in. I mean,
like,
even though
how much money Thor is gonna make? Because now
it's supposed to make 150 this week.
You know what's fucked up is people aren't going to the fucking movies because they're gonna wait for it to come on Disney Plus now.
I mean, Doctor Strange still made 955 million.
It did
without China. I mean, although I'm still shocked that freaking Maverick is doing what it's doing. It is an anomaly, man. I cannot believe what that movie is doing. It's crazy. That movie's about to pass Avengers. That movie has made $600 million in the U.S., which is crazy. Like it's doubled any Tom Cruise movie he's ever made.
Maverick was good.
I agree, but is it Avengers worthy?
The first Avengers?
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't seen Maverick yet, but the first Avengers wasn't a perfect film, though.
It wasn't a perfect film, but it was like that film that like everybody went to go see.
I was disappointed when I found out that the villain was Loki. I was like, oh.
But the villain in the first Avengers comic was Loki.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but the villain in the first Avengers comic was Loki. I mean, there's some symmetry there. So, all right.
It's not bad, though. Love and Thunder is 135, 145.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
July after the 4th. It's not even the 4th. It didn't even get the 4th of July holiday bump. It's after that. I think it'll get 800 to 900 million. That's where I projected it would be. I mean, Ragnarok was around that number as well. I mean, it's not Spider-Man. It's still Thor. I mean, the first Thor movie, I think, made like 70 million its opening weekend. I mean, even at Ragnarok, how much everybody loved that, and it was like, I think a darling on Rotten Tomatoes, still made like 800 million.
They said this is a 12 on the best opening for Marvel movies.
Yeah, middle of the road.
Yeah. And
like I said, Doctor Strange, the thing is at like 950 right now, 960. Maybe it'll trickle in, and that's without the China box office. None of these movies in the last year and a half have gone overseas to China, so that's usually a couple hundred million for most of those. So, I mean, the fact that Spider-Man almost made $2 billion without China is mind blowing.
I don't think so. It's all the Spider-Mans for the last
I know
20 fucking years.
It's
like,
it's still crazy because it's made Avengers money, you know, but you're right. I mean, it is the Spider-Man from the last 20 years, but I love it. It's why like that. I don't care what Marvel does here on there. I got.
Well, how come that's not on Disney Plus yet? God damn.
Because it's a Sony-owned property. It's going to be on Disney Plus.
Sony
sold it to. Sony sold it to Sony. Netflix has first rights for Sony movies, and then it's like the second, third round. Just like cable companies, you know, they everybody buys in to different deals.
It doesn't make any sense why it's not on Disney Plus. I hate that it's not on Disney Plus yet. I'm like, fuck, man. Like,
if it's on Netflix, I'll watch it there too.
It'll be on Netflix. It'll be on Netflix first. But Sony doesn't have that that kind of deal. Just like HBO Max movies go to HBO pretty quick. I mean, Batman was on there real quick, 45 days. So, all right. Well, we've talked a lot. It's late. Thank you guys for sticking up with us. Who's left tonight? Good conversation. Thanks, especially to James and Larry, Carlos. I'm trying to see who else. Fernando joined us. Gregory, everybody else. Thank you guys. And that's it. This is Lil.
This is Sean.
And this is Steven. Until next week, everybody, keep it geeky.